7, the nays are 1. 2/3 being in the affirmative. The rules are suspended. The bill is passed.
Torian Small reports it wasn't without some reservations from the House Speaker as it heads to the Senate.
He had a conversation with Leader Thune about the next steps. Both Thune and Johnson discussed some concerns that they had about the bill as it stood. One of the particular concerns he had was about victim privacy. Thune would have to take that up, and there have to be an amendment that would then be sent back to the House before this makes it to the president's desk. We also talked to Senator Schumer, the minority leader, about this. He says he doesn't want to see an amendment. He says there's been enough time spent debating this, discussing this.
A panel of federal judges has blocked Texas from using a new congressional map that Republicans drew in the hopes of picking up 5 U.S. House seats. It was a move that sparked other states to follow suit. CBS's Hunter Woodall.
Texas was the center point of all the redistricting tensions that spilled out across the nation so far this year. That's why you've seen California redraw its map. The U.S. House has an incredibly narrow majority of House Republicans right now. The implications are massive for what this could mean for the midterms and for control of the U.S. House. Already Democrats are touting this ruling.
There was another big court decision today on whether the parent company of Instagram and WhatsApp held a monopoly. Business reporter Jason Brooks.
Judge James Boasberg of the U.S. District Court in Washington, D.C. sided with Mark Zuckerberg's company, saying that the Federal Trade Commission failed to prove that Meta is acting as a monopoly following its acquisitions of Instagram and WhatsApp more than a decade ago. The FTC hasn't been able to show that the Silicon Valley company still holds such power.
President Trump hosted Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince today.
Today it's a very important time in our history because there is also a lot of things that we're working on in the future.
This is his first White House visit since the murder of a Washington Post journalist by Saudi agents. CBS's Weijia Jiang.
This was a remarkable meeting, the first time that the Crown Prince is visiting the U.S. in this capacity in 7 years. And that is because 7 years ago, the CIA concluded that he was personally the one to order the killing of journalists from the Washington Post, Jamal Khashoggi.
Checking stocks on Wall Street at this hour. They are lower again today. The Dow off 250 points. This is CBS News.
The annual Progressive Keys to Progress program provides vehicles to deserving veterans, helping our heroes drive their lives forward. Learn more at keystoprogress.com.
New details on a body found in a burning barn. But first, KIRO News Radio traffic. Here's Nate Connors.
Hey, thanks, Heather. We're looking really good out there. The Hood Canal Bridge just reopened a couple minutes ago to vehicles after a half-hour closure for marine traffic. So there are some pretty good backups to still get through on both ends of the bridge, about 2-mile backups. In Everett, we cleared that disabled semi that was blocking the South 5 off-ramp to 41st Street. No longer any blocking issues at that ramp. Otherwise, it is all green again across the map. It's looking really great out there. Here are some drive times. Seattle to Federal Way, 20 minutes. Olympia to Tacoma is a half hour. Issaquah into Seattle, 15 minutes. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Heather Bosch.
Police, search warrant, open the door!
That is the moment Pierce County deputies arrested a Yelm couple. Investigators say they uncovered a plot in which the two 28-year-olds planned to kidnap, drug, and rape a child. Deputies say they found thousands of child sex images in their home. A Seattle man says he was attacked after confronting someone vandalizing the Ballard Bridge. More from KIRO 7 TV's Samantha Lumibao.
William Graffs didn't hesitate to pull out his phone and start recording when he saw a young man tagging the Ballard Bridge on Wednesday. Graff confronted him.
He didn't like that.
The teen swung at him.
Started to attack me with a can, and I kicked it out of his hand. That's when he hit me.
Graff was left with a bloody bottom lip, but he says what hurt the most was watching this property being vandalized.
It's just annoying that our city can just turn into a big garbage can.
Graff says he called 911. Seattle police did not respond, but firefighters did treat his injuries. We now know that the person found dead in a barn after it caught fire near Buckley overnight had been living there. That's according to Pierce County deputies who tell me the victim was a 50-year-old man. Investigators are still looking into what caused the fire, but they say the man sometimes lit a small fire to stay warm. They also say there were many types of chemicals in the barn and that explosions were reported during that fire. Ford is partnering with Amazon to sell used cars and trucks. It's a service kicking off in Seattle. CBS's Jason Brooks reports.
In a major expansion for Amazon's auto marketplace, Ford's franchised dealerships will now be able to list their inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles, with customers able to shop, finance, and purchase a vehicle through Amazon's platform. Buyers have to pick up the vehicles at participating dealerships, and the program is currently available in Dallas, Los Angeles, and Seattle, with other markets being added later.
Josh Naylor has nothing but love for Seattle Mariner fans.
I love them, and I hope they love me, and I just go out there and compete for them every single night, and God willing, bring a World Series to this city.
Naylor spoke publicly today for the first time since signing a 5-year contract with the M's worth more than $92 million. The first baseman was traded to Seattle in July. He was a key player in the postseason run. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly cloudy skies today with highs near 50. It's 47 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome to the show. Happy Tuesday, November 18th, everybody. I'm Jake Skorheim. This is Spike O'Neill.
Hey, buddy.
Welcome to Tuesday. Welcome to Tuesday. We have just a great show lined up for you guys. A crackerjack of a show. It's really great. You're going to love it. I promise. Let's jump right in here. First things first. I saw this story this morning, and I kind of raised an eyebrow at it because I don't understand the sentence here based on the severity of the...
Okay.
They're not even allegations because they were admitted to, right?
Yeah, we're talking
or
about
no contest. I guess they played no contest.
Yeah,
we're talking about the Alaska Airlines pilot.
The guy that tried to shut the engines off.
Tried to shut the engines off.
I was amazed that was already 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Time flies.
Yeah, you were telling me
just like airplanes.
That was 23. I'm like, no, it wasn't.
Just like airplanes are supposed to when someone doesn't try to shut them off.
If only we could shut time off, right?
If only this guy could find his way close to Father Time with his...
he was trying with the stuff he was taking, the reason that led to this whole ordeal, right? Wasn't he?
Yeah, wasn't it a mushroom?
Yeah.
He was eating some portobellos or something?
Something, microdosing.
I don't know how mushrooms work, but I have them on salads from time to time.
That's not the ones. Those are fine.
They can be if they're not overcooked.
So this guy was a pilot who was off duty, right, flying what they call the jump seat.
He was in a deadhead position.
Okay.
If you've seen Catch Me If You Can, you know all about this, Spike.
Got it.
So he was flying deadhead, and he...
Ironic, because deadheads are the ones who eat the mushrooms.
You're completely right.
And that I hadn't put that together before.
I didn't either until I said it. I was like, I'm waiting for you to...
Maybe he thought it was like that was required to be in a deadhead seat. You got to, wear your tie-dye uniform.
Sure.
And eat the mushrooms.
Nobody gave him a second look. They're like, should this guy be up here? He stinks. He smells like stinky mushroom.
He won't stop noodle dancing. What's the story?
I literally don't understand anything about mushrooms.
Okay.
I don't know anything about it. I know that I enjoy them in a salad, but other people figure out how to make drugs out of them.
It can be a rather religious undertaking for a large section of our society.
That's what I've heard. Yeah. Bunch of dope heads.
Or religious people. It's actually a spiritual, endeavor for a lot of different segments of our culture. Not yours or mine.
No, it's not. Yeah. It's drugs, right? They're doing drugs?
Actually, it's funny because nowadays they've started to uncover the medicinal values of hallucinogens. Hallucinogens. In fact, the U.S. military is learning that they can treat veteran PTSD syndrome with controlled, monitored microdosing of psilocybin, which is what this pilot was on. Yeah. When used correctly under proper supervision.
And when you're not near the flight controls.
Self-administer, you go right from the parking lot of the Silver Bowl in Vegas onto a flight.
Of an 80-person plane, Alaska Airlines flight.
And this is where we get in trouble.
All right, so here's the whole thing that confused me. So this was back in October 2023.
Yeah.
on a Horizon Air flight from Everett to San Francisco.
Trying to find a new horizon. See,
Yeah.
they just write themselves.
There you go. This is what we heard from the air traffic control. This is the pilots checking in with air traffic control, letting them know that an incident had just occurred in the cockpit. Listen to this.
Good. Okay, I'll just give you a heads up. We've got the guy that tried to shut the engines down out of the cockpit, and he doesn't sound like he's causing any issue in the back right now. I think he's subdued. Other than that, we warn law enforcement as soon as we get on the ground and park.
So after his arrest, he told police that he was despondent. He said that a friend had recently died. He'd taken some psychedelic mushrooms, as you just talked about, Spike. He hadn't slept in something like a day and a half, 2 days, something like that, and believed that he was dreaming at the time.
Right.
That's what he believed, and he believed that pulling these things was going to awaken him from the dream. Now, obviously, that would have been a nightmare for everybody on board if he had been able to do that, but he was, thankfully, they subdued him. Every life on that plane was saved, including his, which he admitted to. I mean, like what's confusing, not confusing, but what's interesting about this is he pled guilty or no contest to all the charges.
Well, he was initially charged with like 83 counts of attempted murder.
Yes.
But then it was deemed those charges to be inappropriate because his intent wasn't to kill people. He was out of his mind.
Fuzzy. That's where it gets fuzzy.
Yeah.
The point of all this is a federal judge just ruled on Monday that he's not going to serve any additional jail time.
Okay.
They said for time already served. And then I asked you, I was like, how much time had he already been locked up for?
A life-changing 47 days.
47 days.
Yeah.
Is that enough? Somebody tries to bring a plane down with 83 souls on board? Even under the control of psychedelic mushrooms? Is that enough time?
I think it is because I don't think his was a crime of malicious intent.
Tried to bring a plane down.
Well, but he wasn't maliciously trying to bring the plane down. He was just having an episode.
Isn't it malicious?
He was having a psychotic episode.
I think it's malicious. It feels malicious to me.
I hear you.
If I was flying on that plane, it would feel malicious.
But his intent wasn't to crash the plane and kill the people. I guess that was the reason they dropped those 83 attempted murder charges. It was negligence. I'm not sure what exactly he was charged with, but it wasn't the attempted murder charges he was initially.
But as a pilot, even in a drugged out state, he would understand.
I have no point of reference.
That the result of shutting the engines off at that altitude mid-flight would likely result in the death of everybody.
If he were in that stage in his right mind, sure, of course, especially a trained pilot, no better than anybody.
Yeah.
That's a life-threatening situation or an action on his part.
He said, I'm not a victim. I'm here as a direct result of my actions. He told the court, he says, I can tell you this is a very tragic event, has forced me to grow as an individual.
Mm-hmm.
He was tearful with his attorneys after the ruling, also with his wife. His wife also spoke on his behalf. She says, I'm so sorry for those that it's impacted as much as it has, but I'm extremely proud to be here with this man today because the growth that he has had from this terrible experience has not only helped him, but benefited all that surround him.
Oh, okay.
I just hope people realize that it's not necessarily the mistake itself, but how you respond to it. He has responded with courage, strength, and demonstration of extreme resiliency. That's nice. I don't want the guy's family to be ruined. He did nearly kill 83 people, which would have been horrible.
Yeah.
Thankfully, they were able to stop him. I don't know if 47 days is enough for the folks on board. Obviously, they might make their feelings known. I believe he was sentenced initially to 8 hours of community service per person that he endangered.
Okay.
Which added up to 664 hours of community service.
Right. 5 years probation, 664 hours of community service.
8 hours for each person he endangered, and also $60,000 in restitution.
Okay.
Nearly all of it to the Alaska Air Group. Some of that could have gone to passengers, but maybe there's lawsuits that they're going to have on their own. This was one of those things where I genuinely feel bad for his family.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad for all the passengers on the plane. I don't even know that I don't even know that a sentence because prosecutors were asking for a year. They said they want a year
of jail time.
Yeah. His attorneys were saying, just give the guy probation and time served, which is what he ends up getting. This is the time served. Would that have, what would the jail time actually serve at this point?
Yeah, what benefit to society and this individual does another, 10 months in jail give him?
Maybe the silver lining is that they're more careful now about the people they're allowing into the cockpit.
I would hope, yeah.
They're doing different types of screening for pilots who might be
How
under
many fingers am I
stress.
holding up? How many hands do I have on me? How many
Something,
eyeballs are you looking at?
Do the smell test for crying out loud.
I don't think you can smell those.
Really?
Yeah.
I would imagine.
I'm no expert, but I don't think you can smell
I
those.
feel like somebody who does that would be very smelly.
Well, from the
I can
lack
smell
of
normal
showering.
mushrooms.
Well, that's different. These are different. These are different.
What are you taking them as a gummy? I just don't get it.
no,
How are you taking them? You boiling them? And just
You,
drinking the tea?
I've got some peripheral friends who partake in these microdosing they do these days. Some macro.
Yeah.
They can make tea out of them. You can steep them into a tea. You can mostly they eat them. They're organic. They dry them out and eat them.
You eat them.
Yeah.
See, but that would give you some sort of a
mushroom breath,
mushroom
fungus breath.
I've
Yeah.
heard. I don't know this to be true, but I've heard that sometimes what people do. Have you ever made gelatin at home? Like those
Sure.
little packs
Yeah,
of
yeah,
gelatin.
yeah.
They will grind the mushrooms into a paste.
Okay.
Fill it with water. So now it's kind of a liquid.
Okay.
Pour the gelatin in. Turn it into imagine like a Jello shot.
Yeah.
And then you just put it in your pocket.
Wow.
And then all day it kind of melts, and then it makes contact with your skin.
And wait a minute. You get it through your literally
in the pockets of your.
osmosis, so they call that.
It only works in jeans. You have to be wearing jeans or khakis.
Okay, you put
And
Jello shots in your pocket, and as they dissolve into your
as it
leg.
dissolves, somehow you're high.
Okay, yeah.
I don't
your
know.
Skin absorbs the content.
That's what I've been told. I don't even know if that's
you've
because it's the largest organ in your
yeah.
body. is
Well,
your
I'll give you an
skin.
example. You'll be able to relate to.
Sure.
You were an espresso guy. You were a barista, right?
Love coffee.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you ever get so much coffee on your hands that you get caffeinated?
I did.
Yes.
Yes.
Me too.
Yeah.
I ran a coffee stand for a couple summers.
It actually
And-
people think we're
oh, yeah.
joking, but it really does give you a little pep.
Yeah, that little your hands get covered in the grounds.
In fact, sometimes in the morning when I don't have time to drink coffee, I'll just shove my hands in a thing of coffee
On the go.
because I don't have time to drink it
Sure.
or make the cup. And
If you keep a bag of grounds in your car,
that's what I do.
Right?
I
Yeah.
keep the beans. And
Just
my wife, she
you're
goes, "You don't have
soaking
time
in
for
them.
coffee." She tossed me a bag of beans, and she goes, "Just hold this on your way to work."
Put it in your pocket.
Yeah.
Let it absorb it.
And you absorb into your skin.
You know, I think letting it soak through your jean pocket as a Jello shot is just.
No, it
I think
wouldn't
you'd have
be
to be high to even do that. You have to be already be high to do that.
If you did that with coffee, ironically, you're basically just making coffee. All right, we done enough on this silly plane story.
Yeah, but you asked the question before the
Is it
show.
enough jail time?
Yeah, well,
Was
no.
that the question?
No, you asked me. Is he still a pilot?
Oh yeah.
He's not.
Where in this does it say if he's a pilot?
Right,
He's
he
not a
doesn't-
pilot.
no, He lost his pilot's license the day he was arrested.
Okay.
And he hasn't been issued a new one since. And I don't know that he'll be allowed.
I think that's the right call.
Yeah. I read in a recap
I don't
of this
want
gentleman.
to deprive a man's ability to earn a living.
If
But
you think 50 days in jail isn't enough, now you know how he earns his living today? He's a pressure washer.
he's
Yeah.
pressure washing.
He's a pressure washer.
You know what? That's actually a really good.
It's noble work.
It's not just noble
it's
work.
hard
You don't
work,
need to-
right?
It's,
right?
It's you can make a good living doing that.
They won't let him wash planes. Sorry, I couldn't resist. I almost didn't get that out.
I can see your face the whole way up. I was like, "Where's he going with this?"
No, but he is. He's
like a Grinch with your smile starting to spread.
But he is. He's
You won't
got
let
a
him
job
wash
as a
planes.
he's got a job as a pressure washer. Sorry.
What a dad joke.
I love though the pilot though when you played that initial tape from the cockpit, right?
Yeah.
We got him out of the cockpit.
We got him out.
I don't think he's a problem back there.
That's fine.
You
We don't have any controls.
We
back
think
there.
he's subdued back there.
Give him a cup of coffee.
He could be reaching for the escape door,
or give him some
was trying to-
beans.
trying to
Give him some
finish.
beans to hold.
No,
You know that's a wives' tale. I've been told I've been told it's impossible to open
the
Now, this is
safety door.
This is a real anecdote that I've been told. This is not
Okay.
my gelatin mushroom shots.
Okay.
It's impossible to open a door mid-flight because the pressure would be impossible for you to open it.
I wonder if there's anybody who works in aviation, whether
Could you
construction.
let us know? Because I've not
Yeah.
put that out there. Jonah, look that up. Is it even possible to open a
I mean, that's the biggest fear,
emergency
right?
door?
Somebody
That's my biggest
loses
fear.
their mind and pulls the handle, and
every time I'm on a plane?
Yeah.
Apparently not. Passenger door cannot be opened on a plane door mid-flight due to cabin pressurization.
Okay, nice, thank you.
Doesn't that make you
See,
feel
I
better?
always thought as a person who loves the exit row,
sure,
right? I love the exit row, not just the extra leg room.
But it's your job to guard the
my
door.
job to guard the door, and I always thought it's not just heaven forbid a tragic or a cataclysmic event occur.
Emergency landing, yeah.
I can help him get the door out of the way, help people onto the wing, whatever it takes. But if some whack job starts to come down and grab him for the door handle, it's my job to keep him off that thing.
Absolutely. You're the last line of defense.
Yes, exactly.
I always thought the same thing. Absolutely. But that's not the case. People can just chill out.
Have at it
Relax
there,
on a plane.
chucklehead. Good luck.
All right, we got to cover this real fast. This doesn't make any sense to me. Seattle Council votes. Spike, does this make sense to you? The Seattle City Council.
Would they increase now?
They have approved a price hike on construction permits. So they want to make it more expensive to apply for new construction jobs in the city.
Yeah, 18% hike.
They raised it by 18%.
Yeah, I read this.
Did you have the same reaction I did to this? I thought this was a bad idea.
I read into it that they had a couple of options.
Yeah.
Right. The story is that there is a lack of larger construction projects,
which is not good.
No, that's also a bad piece of news for Seattle.
The majority of the money that they get from these fees generated are from larger construction
exactly.
projects.
And when those dry up, they got to hit the smaller business or the smaller builders up for 18% increase in your permits.
There you go.
Well, they said it was either that or lay people off.
This is a perfect analogy, whole side conversation, perfect analogy for why we don't want to overtax the wealthy people, because they just
stop
leave.
building. They stop, right.
And then you have to, go tax the poorer people. Right. But let's stick to this one for a second.
Well, they said the option was to either lay people off or raise the fees.
Dan Strauss, budget chair, he says we had three options. We could lay staff off, we could increase the fee, or we could put general fund in.
Right, in the rainy day.
3 council members voted against it. Rivera, Sarah Nelson, Mark Solomon. They said that they don't think this is fair. They said rather than making hard decisions, we're passing on these costs to our taxpayers, and I don't think that that's fair. I agree with Councilmember Rivera on that.
If it's slow, why don't you lay off the people? Is it me? It's like they're raising taxes so they can pay people because it's slow.
It's a warm hug of common sense.
Thank you. I'm wondering why I'm seeing these insights of late.
Yes.
Right.
I've got a phrase for this. If it's slow, they gotta go.
Right. And they said, well, then we have to just rehire when it gets busy. Okay.
Yeah. That's what you do.
And the problem there is what?
Oh, I'm so relieved that you said that.
We want to keep these guys, we'll have them, I guess, reorganized. We'll put new paper in the bottom of the drawers, do a deep spring cleaning around the office, that kind of thing. We'll find busy work. Right.
What are you doing?
And we'll raise the fees 18% on people trying to build in this city.
So they're going to raise the fees. They're going to increase. These new fees are going to bring in $8 to $9 million. And I asked the same question that you did. If the downside is that you have to fire public city workers.
Right, some permit issuers, in that office, the permit office.
Because you don't have enough permits being filed enough to justify their being there. So you have to raise the prices. Then what are we doing? What is it? What's the office there for? Is the office there to make sure that we have a smooth construction permits flowing so that we have businesses being built?
Right.
Or is it to prop up the salaries of the people in the office?
Imagine you had a restaurant and you had 10 waitresses, 10 waiters, whatever it may be, 10 service and staff. But you didn't have any diners. 2 people dine there a night. Do you charge them enough to pay the 10 waitresses?
No, you let you.
Do you increase
their hours?
Right.
You lay them off.
You thin the staff to accommodate the amount of customers you got coming through the door.
100%. But these people are saying, nope, we want to raise the cost of everything and make it harder on these businesses so we can keep these people employed.
They're assuming that
Parcheesi at their desk.
It's such a cyclical, it's not like we're going to, once spring gets here, we'll get those big projects again. We'll have to rehire these people. Yeah. Is it that quick of a turnover that they got it? Because I can't imagine.
Yeah, tomorrow. Because that's what Seattle's known for, like fast permitting.
Yeah.
For these businesses.
This made no sense to me
This
either.
makes 0 sense. Oh, I'm so relieved to hear you say that. Yeah. That's great.
They ate the cake. Now they want the crumbs. They want the crumbs. They're trying to scam me, intimidate me.
They're trying to scam me, intimidate me.
Working on your
want the crumbs.
You're walking there, yeah.
These people, they just want more money. Don't give it to them. Don't give them more money. Then the $8 to $9 million, they said it's going to be additional revenue for 26, 27. Even with that, they're still going to be $13 million in the red. $13 million bucks. And it's because they won't lay people off who don't need to be there. They just laid it out for us.
Yeah.
If it's slow, they got to go. There you go. All right, we got a lot more coming up. We're going to talk about FIFA possibly not coming to Seattle.
That's been being floated again this week.
Floated. Yep. Because of Katie Wilson, Trump had a comment.
He did.
We'll play it for you. Stick around.
This hour is brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino.
Disaster in L.A.
Sam, look out. Back across the middle. Ball is intercepted. Reading Sam Darnold's eyes. Why did Sam Darnold not see some of those defenders?
How do Darnold and the Hawks bounce back?
I got to be better personally. He's a great quarterback. He's our quarterback. We love him.
We all know Sammy D's a baller.
We threw 4 interceptions today and had a chance to win it at the end.
Proud of our guys for fighting, man.
This is where the 12s hear the Hawks. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Well, the rainy season's back, people. Just look out your window, you can tell. It's time now to protect your home with the help of the pros at Integrity Roofing and Construction. Years of experience in roofing and restoration, they've got skilled teams that deliver exceptional craftsmanship, whether it's a simple roof repair or a full renovation. Integrity offers free estimates, and their customer satisfaction just speaks for itself. Don't wait until the next storm hits. Schedule your free estimate today at 206-202-ROOF. That's 206-202-ROOF, or visit them online. Check out the amazing reviews at integrityrc.com, integrityrc.com.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
If you use carpool or toll lanes along SR 167, some things have changed, and some things haven't. Using those lanes without a good-to-go account means you'll receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. You'll always pay the lowest toll rate with good-to-go. No change. Carpoolers now need a Flex Pass set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. Does a good-to-go pass still save you $2 on every toll? Definitely not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com. Free Flex Passes while supplies last.
There is one real estate agent who's been helping KIRO listeners longer than anyone else, and that's Wes Jones with sellwithwes.com. Wes, you've helped KIRO listeners in good markets and more difficult ones. What do you think has been the secret to your success?
Thanks, Brandy. Experience has taught us that to outperform the market, we needed to do things differently from the status quo, that we needed to do more. Our exclusive system covers innovative marketing locally and internationally, leading to more eyeballs on your home, better listing prep for better showings, negotiation strategies that eliminate pesky buyer contingencies, and generate stronger offers. Through our exclusive client programs, our sellers enjoy an extraordinary marketing experience utilizing techniques a traditional agent cannot offer.
So if you want to sell your home faster, at a higher price, and with fewer contingencies, if you want more, visit sellwithwes.com, sellwithwes.com, a better way to sell your home.
John Curley here. Attention landlords. Let's say you've owned a rental for 20 years. Tenants are calling at 1 a.m. It's another problem you would love to sell, but those taxes keep you stuck. Many properties today are producing less cash flow than a high-yield savings account. Some landlords are working harder than ever for 1 to 3% return. That's why Madrona Financial and CPAs are hosting a free landlord retirement plan workshop. November 18th in Kirkland, November 19th in Tacoma, and November 20th back in Kirkland, all at 3 p.m. Madrona does things differently. They're wealth advisors and CPAs, so they understand both investments and taxes. You'll learn strategies like how to sell without triggering massive capital gains, or how to avoid depreciation recapture surprises, and why DSTs are becoming so popular with retired landlords. Only 10 seats per workshop. Call 833-673-7373 to reserve yours. That's 833-673-7373.
Time is running out to save 20% during the Bob's Heating preseason furnace sale. Now through the end of the month, save big on home comfort systems, generators, water heaters, and more. Plus, take advantage of 12-month interest-free financing and get your home winter-ready before the chilly season starts. Trust the team voted best in the Pacific Northwest to be your dedicated home comfort company. Call Bob's today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
Do you need glasses or contacts and you're now at the age where you also need readers? K2 Vision RLE is the permanent solution to eliminate the need for all those. Hey, it's Doctors King and Kopstein from K2 Vision. Andy, for those nearing age 50 or so, refractive lens exchange can be a great alternative to LASIK.
That's right, Joe. K2 Vision RLE is a terrific permanent solution for a lifetime of great vision. The older we get, we experience the dysfunction of our natural lens, which affects both distance vision and requires the use of of reading glasses. Plus, after K2 Vision RLE, you will never develop a cataract.
And like LASIK, K2 Vision RLE is quick and painless. The question is, which procedure is right for you?
After replacing more than 100,000 failing lenses, we have the experience to tell you if it's your right time for RLE.
Schedule your free Zoom consultation with us about K2 Vision RLE to get your eyes seeing young again, permanently.
Go to K2VisionRLE.com. K2VisionRLE.com.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit Bucky's.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch. In a nearly unanimous vote, the U.S. House has passed a bill to compel the Justice Department to release its files on convicted sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. Earlier, survivor Jenna Lisa Jones pushed for the release.
I was a child. I was in ninth grade. I was hopeful for life and what the future had held for me. He stole a lot from me.
The bill now goes to the U.S. Senate. President Trump today hosted Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman at the White House. Trump was asked about the killing of journalist Jamal Khashoggi by Saudi agents in 2018.
You're mentioning somebody that was extremely controversial. A lot of people didn't like that gentleman that you're talking about. Whether you like him or didn't like him, things happen.
Washington U.S. Senator Patty Murray condemned the Crown Prince's visit, posting on X that it was a disgrace for the president to, quote, roll out the red carpet for a foreign dictator who ordered the killing of a Washington Post journalist. President Trump says he might not allow Seattle to host next year's World Cup games, citing security concerns. And in the Oval Office, with the FIFA president by his side, Trump criticized Mayor-elect Katie Wilson.
You have a very, very liberal/communist mayor. If we think there's going to be a problem, we're going to move the event to someplace where it's going to be appreciated and safe.
FIFA President Gianni Infantino has insisted only his World Soccer Organization can decide where to play matches. But yesterday, he said safety and security remain top priorities. Seattle is set to host 6 matches at Lumen Field. Hundreds of National Guard troops deployed to Portland are heading home.
U.S. Northern Command calls it right-sizing their footprint, sending 200 National Guard troops deployed to Portland back home to California, while 200 troops from Oregon will be cut in half. Residents like Emil have been saying all along,
we don't want them, we don't need them, and we're not going to accept them. But I'm going to just continue to peacefully protest.
The military says they're also reducing their troop footprints in Chicago and L.A. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Seattle and King County programs that help the homeless could lose millions of dollars in federal funding. The Trump administration plans to shift money away from long-term housing to short-term programs that include sobriety and work requirements. Wall Street is down on fears of an AI bubble. The Dow is off 403 points, NASDAQ down 185. KIRO News Radio traffic. Here's Nate Connors.
Hey, thanks, Heather. Let's see. Our First Avenue South Bridge just reopened about 30 seconds ago after a brief closure for marine traffic. Just minor crowding right now. The Hood Canal Bridge reopened a half hour ago, but we still have 2-mile backups in both directions. Our lake bridges remain wide open, as are all of our major routes right now. Looking great. Some drive times. Linwood to Seattle, you're pushing 20 minutes. Federal to Seattle, just 10 minutes. Renton to Puyallup along the Valley Freeway, 20 minutes. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly cloudy with highs near 50. It's 47 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. All right, you just heard a little bit about it in the news break there. We thought we'd chat about it as well. FIFA World Cup. Everybody's very excited. They're going to be coming to Seattle. I have the dates right here. What are the dates? This is next year. This is June 15th for June 19th. So it's in summertime next year. June 24th, June 26th.
We have 6 games or in the Seattle schedule. I think it might be 4.
2, 3. I see 4 here. Okay. I see 4 here. But
we might get none. Is the story?
Well, we could get none.
Yeah.
A couple fun
straight up and
facts.
fly right. Yeah.
Well, I hope we do. A couple fun facts before we get to Trump's comment here, which we can discuss. But did you know that Lumen Field will be renamed for the games?
I did know that.
Did you see that?
Yeah, because they're not. And it's not that Lumen doesn't love Seattle. Seattle doesn't love Lumen.
No, it's a contractual FIFA thing.
Yeah, they can't have naming rights associated with the World Cup
because it's going to be.
Yeah,
FIFA is just like the NFL. Fiercely protective of their brand.
Yes.
They do not mix it with anybody that they don't want to, that they're not getting paid to. So they're certainly not going to have a major stadium.
That's the little taste, little slice, little juice.
Money.
Yeah.
So they're going to call it Seattle Stadium, which is fine. Pretty boring, but whatever. All right, Seattle Stadium is what they're going to call it if the games happen here. Trump has indicated, as you heard yesterday from the Oval Office, that he wants to make sure that Seattle's safe. So let's hear from him, and then we can talk about it.
So if we think there's a problem in Seattle where you have a very, very liberal/communist mayor, I would say, it's certainly beyond just liberal. I watched her over the weekend. Wow, that's another beauty we got there. But if we think there's going to be a problem, Johnny, can I say we will move? I don't think you're going to have this problem, but we're going to move the event to some place where it's going to be appreciated and safe.
Appreciated and safe. FIFA would be in charge of where the games go. I assume that they would have some conversation with
when President Trump first
country about that.
Yeah, when President Trump first, it was mid-October, I think it was. He first made some allusion to or alluded to the fact that he could move games if he didn't feel the cities that were scheduled to host these games, big cities, Boston, San Francisco, Seattle, are the ones he named specifically. If they didn't feel that they were safe enough, or if also he had said on numerous occasions, if they weren't, if they were uncooperative with federal authorities,
which should probably play into that safety thing that he's discussing.
Yes, but it also if they don't do what I want them to do, whether sanctuary cities was the context with which he said that, if they're uncooperative with federal policies and authorities, he could look into moving the games.
Yeah, if they're creating an atmosphere where it's more dangerous for federal authorities to do their jobs. Things like that.
It's his. That's his interpretation. That's his. Yeah,
sure. Which we've seen in cities. Let me play this clip. I want to read this to you real fast. This is from Katie Wilson. Also, quick. Note.
Yeah.
We were having a debate before the show.
Yeah. Play
it
the
one more
clip
time.
again.
There is a subtle dig that he makes. It's not subtle, but he makes a dig at Katie Wilson. Was he making this comment about her appearance? Or was he making this comment about her general ideology and approach to life that he finds disagreeable? But you tell me what you think.
So if we think there's a problem in Seattle where you have a very, very liberal/communist mayor, I would say, it's certainly beyond just liberal. I watched her over the weekend. Wow, that's another beauty we got there. But
another beauty we have there. So we were having this debate before the show. Is he commenting on her looks? Which would be, nobody would be surprised if he was commenting on her looks.
No, I don't think. I don't think he was.
You don't think it's a looks?
I think she's a beauty.
Like somebody might say about look at that.
What a piece of work.
Right. Okay. It's what's interesting about the slight is it's open for interpretation.
He's so good at that.
He's very good.
He is. Yeah. He can dance up to a line.
He knows what he's doing.
He speaks he's very careful.
He's very good at disparaging people. And
he's an artist. It's his true medium.
Listen, he's good at it. There are people who have talent for cutting people down and instantly reducing them to exactly something.
Yeah. And he brands them.
And he's very quick about it.
You bet.
Standing beside him was little Marco Rubio.
Right?
Do you remember that?
He's ended political careers with this skill set.
Yeah.
Sleepy Joe.
Well, right? I think Sleepy Joe ended his own career.
Fair enough. What was his Jeb Bush? Was it slow Jeb or Sleepy Jeb?
Do you know what he is? Yes.
Right. It was something the same thing,
Jeb?
right? It was Sleepy Jeb or Slow Jeb?
No, it wasn't Sleepy Jeb. What was it? He is a human caricature artist.
Yes.
He boils a person down.
That's exactly what he is. And that's a great skill.
To their least admired quality.
Mm-hmm. And then hangs it on them.
And then he just says, this is you.
Yep.
Like Crooked Hillary.
Right.
One word, Crooked Hillary. And everybody goes, I guess that kind of lines up. Yeah. That kind of makes sense.
And with any good campaign, the more you say it, the more it just becomes truth.
Sure.
At least in the minds of those who are listening.
Yeah, and it's used against him, too. They call him all sorts of things. And, I mean, this is the way it works, and we all have fun doing it. All right, I'm gonna.
But he wasn't insulting her looks. I don't think.
But he might have been.
But hey,
but we don't know that he wasn't.
If the ugly shoe you bought at Goodwill fits, I'm just saying, she's a beaut.
Let me read this real fast. She just posted this, and it's getting some negative feedback from folks. Now, she ran on not being able to afford childcare, and then there was that big KUOW piece that highlighted that she gets money from her parents to pay for childcare.
Shops at Goodwill. In a blazer she bought at Goodwill.
Yeah. This Oxford student whose parents are both very celebrated, wealthy New York elite professors, shops at Goodwill. And her husband doesn't work, but he bakes bread. Anyway, she says, this is what she just posted a little bit ago on X. She says, after much deliberation and a grueling interview process, I'm pleased to announce that I've accepted a new job and will not need any financial support from my parents to cover the high cost of childcare going forward. # American Dream, # This Is Your City. So Katie Wilson has discovered, I guess, that getting a job
helps pay the bills.
Helps pay the bills.
Well, welcome to the party, Katie Wilson.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome to the party, pal.
We're so glad you've made it here. How old are you now?
What's funny is this was not part of her campaign. Her campaign was, even though I'm working,
right,
I still can't afford
I still
childcare.
need help from my folks once in a while.
That wasn't known until the later part of that was the October surprise. That was right at the end.
Right.
That information came out. And then it was explained away that but hey, let's spin this hey, every good parent helps their student helps their kid out.
Yeah, and even working families need a little help now and again because it's so unaffordable.
Which was her whole platform was I want to give you free childcare, I want to give you rent freezes, all these different things because it's so unaffordable. And now she's saying hey, I got a job, I don't need help. That's a great message. That's actually a good message that she could be spreading around. I'm glad she posted. I don't think she intended it.
Is it in a humorous vein? I mean, hey, I got a job. I don't need help anymore. Right?
I think she's
being cute.
I think she's trying to be maybe a little cute,
a little irreverent.
Maybe, but I don't think she's intending it in the way that it was received.
Well, not everybody can make mayor money, Your Honor.
Yeah, what does a mayor get?
The honorable Katie Wilson.
Jonah, look that up. How much does the Seattle
What's the
mayor
starting
make?
salary for the mayor?
Let's take a guess. Just a quick guess.
Ooh.
Don't tell us yet, Jonah. We're going to take a fun guess.
Oh, excellent. Well, okay. We know some comps, as they say in the real estate world, right? We know what Dow makes.
Okay.
We know what the governor makes, right?
So
what do you think Katie makes?
Dow makes $450,000.
Right.
It's a little bit different. He's a CEO of a thing, even though it's public money.
And it's a multi-jurisdictional, right?
Yeah, obviously he's not qualified for the job.
So what do you think the mayor?
$39,000 a month. That's what he makes. He was making before that. I think he was making $200 change. As King County executive.
As King County exec.
All right, this will be a fun game. We're going to entice the audience to come back.
Okay. Want to hold our guests till we come back?
Let's hold our guesses till we come back.
Great. And Jonah, you've got an answer? Okay.
So we're going to guess how much she makes. It's apparently enough to afford childcare.
Jonah, pick your jaw up off the floor. I'm gonna raise my estimate here because he's shocked at the number.
She can afford childcare now. So she
can afford childcare in Seattle.
She has done what every adult does. You get a job and you can pay for things, which is great. That's great. People who elected her do not like it. All right, we have a lot more coming up. We're going to get those guesses in when we come back. We'll be right back.
The John Curley Show.
What is this world coming to? I ask you.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
I loved going to the dump there in Fremont before it became the transfer station. This guy pulls up, and from the back of his truck, he looked like he had his grandmother's entire house. And I just waited, and every time he'd throw something in, I would just spear it like a fish.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube, weekdays 3 to 7, and download the KIRO Newsradio app.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other, so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
The stock market's on fire. AI stocks are performing at all-time levels. We hope you, like many of our investors, have taken advantage of it. A famous man once said, "Buy low, sell high." There's also $8 trillion of cash sitting on the sidelines. Investors are either scared or they don't know where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares profit with our investors. We've been doing it for 19 years, averaging double-digit returns with zero investor losses. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital and invest in our family of funds. From a 3-year investment with double-digit returns to only a 90-day commitment returning 7%. We also accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
Mike Rowe here with another fun fact. If your concrete is cracked or uneven, you can actually lift it back up. Whether it's a sinking driveway, a patio, or a sidewalk, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys. They're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to lift your concrete slabs. Schedule a free inspection with Groundworks, the foundation and waterproofing experts.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
This season, gift yourself the chance to slow down and truly savor holiday wonders just a short journey from home. Victoria, BC glows with festive lights, charming traditions, and the space to reconnect with yourself, loved ones, and the joy of the season. Victoria is just a scenic ferry or seaplane ride from Seattle, making it the perfect getaway. This Christmas, step into a more relaxed rhythm. Plan your trip at tourismvictoria.com.
What's your holiday tradition? For most, it's gathering with a joyful meal. Unfortunately, for many families, that tradition feels out of reach. To help, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors the next time you're at Safeway checkout or visit nourishingneighbors.com.
One day, the words on the page blur. You hold the menu a little farther away. It's subtle until it's not. At Near and Far Vision Partners, we help you see clearly, near, far, and in between. Expert surgeons, advanced technology, sharper focus for every moment. Schedule your complimentary consultation at nearandfarvision.com or call 425-900-2414. Near and Far Vision Partners in Bothell.
All right, welcome back to the show. We're probably all waited on bated breath. Spike and I are about to guess how much the mayor is going to make. Katie Wilson just posted this a little bit ago. A couple hours ago, she posted. She says, after much deliberation and a grueling interview process, I'm pleased to announce that I've accepted a new job and will not need any financial support from my parents to cover the high cost of childcare going forward. Hashtag American Dream. Hashtag This Is Your City. Number one, I've been informed that people are not doing hashtags as much, so she's a little behind the times on that. And number two, she has discovered the magic of making more money. So she was complaining that her entire campaign has been run on childcare is very expensive.
Yeah.
I can't afford childcare. And then that article came out kind of like bursting that balloon a little bit, saying like, well, she's actually not paying for childcare. Her parents sent her checks to pay for childcare.
Just a few times, though. Not month after month after month after month. They kind of cleaned it up a little bit in post. It's only been a few times, a handful of times.
They muddied the water on how much she's receiving in support from her parents. And I don't begrudge any parent who wants to help their child.
Hey, man, I've helped my kids in their adult life.
100%.
Yeah.
My parents have done the same.
Sure.
It's a beautiful blessing of a gift. I know I will do it for my kids as well.
Right. Yeah.
It's how life works. But when you run on a campaign of childcare is so expensive, even when you're working many jobs and yada, 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 it's completely unattainable. And then the second she gets a job, she goes, guess what? I got it covered.
Yep.
Now, she's got one income. Her husband doesn't work. We know that also from that KUOW article. He has dreams of being an at-home baker, which are very achievable. Aim low. And you and I were going to guess at how much she's now making, enough to tell mom and dad to turn off the tap.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. So let's do a little bit of detective work because you and I are really good at this.
Okay.
We know from comparables that the King County executive position pays somewhere in the neighborhood of approximately $225,000 a year. Is that right? Is that about right?
I think it's about right.
I think maybe even 200. Dow Constantine, who did that job, then got the job as Sound Transit CEO, and he got like 100% pay raise.
Yeah, with it, a healthy bump.
Yes. So he's now making, I believe he's making $450,000, excluding possible bonuses, and a very generous vacation schedule.
Yeah,
so he's making like $39,000.
I wonder if that's a fair, real quick, I wonder if that's a fair comp because...
Executive to mayor?
Well, because he's a private citizen, and they have to recruit from potential candidates as opposed to someone elected to the position.
Well,
as far as Sound Transit, his Sound Transit job. We can't compare that to it because they were looking at King.
Well, no, I'm not comparing that.
Yeah, okay, okay. Yeah.
Listen,
I'm talking
whatever
about
he's making at Sound Transit, I guarantee I wouldn't pay him.
Gonna say it's too much.
If it were up to me, I wouldn't pay him, and I certainly wouldn't pay Katie Wilson that amount.
Okay,
so that's going to be more than double what she's making. I'm guessing. So for mayor of Seattle,
by the way, King County exec, we were wrong. It's $290. $290 is King County exec.
Good golly!
Yeah, want to make sure I had that right.
That's more money than they're worth.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean,
does that affect your guess on Katie Wilson?
Yeah, it does. It does.
You want to take it up another 30%, 20%, 15%?
I have a number in my head.
Okay.
A number for the mayor. Do you want to?
Sure, I'll go. You want to go first?
Go first.
320.
320. Yeah. That's higher than mine.
Okay, well, you know me. It's not my money. I'll just throw it around. That's my way. That's why I'm a liberal.
Give her a raise.
I'm a snowflake.
I was going to say that job probably pays somewhere around $179,000.
Ooh, really?
For the mayor of the city.
I almost doubled it.
Now that job puts you in charge of 14,000 people.
Right.
And puts you in charge of an $8.9 billion budget.
Right.
So what you don't want to run into is a bunch of lower level employees making more than you.
Yeah.
So how many city employees do I think are making around that range? I'm going to up my number.
Okay.
I'm going to say 205.
Okay.
I think Katie Wilson's going to be making $205,000.
I'm going to hang up my 320.
And I'm guessing that's probably about $150,000 more than she's ever made in her life in a single year.
I'm going to guess it's about $300 more than she ever made in her life.
And what's
your
number?
It's my number, 320.
Your number's 320?
Yeah. I think we're both about the same.
Before we go to
gap.
Jonah,
okay.
I'm going to go to the text line real fast, and I'm going to see what some of the texters think as far as how much Katie Wilson is getting. Now, this is not what she deserves. This is how much we think they're making.
That's early to say that. It's early to say that.
So somebody says 120,000. Somebody else says 100. These are low numbers, guys. They're paying more than that. All right, Jonah, the grand total. How much is Katie Wilson
Drum roll,
making?
please. $230,000.
Wow.
Look at you.
Kind of be close to both of ours.
Yeah,
I said 205. You said 3.
$320.
$320?
Yeah. I was counting the bread income.
$220,000?
Yeah.
I think she would have done it for less.
If she uses the mayor's condo kitchen to make some bread, he can maybe get to that $320 number.
Yeah.
You know, if he's second income time for those guys.
Now that could be valuable. He could actually like
$230
sell out of the mayor's hovel or wherever the mayors live. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We're going to be right back.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, the new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
All right, here's a quick confession. The reason Nick, my wife, is going to Longevity Medical Clinic is because why?
I got sick of watching you sleep at night when I was awake.
Wait a minute. Wait. Here's what would happen. I'd be asleep because I've got my hormones balanced thanks to Longevity Medical Clinic. I'm asleep, and then Nick would go, "Are you asleep? Are you sleeping? That's not fair. I can't sleep." I'm like, "So you're going to wake me up?"
Yes, because I didn't want you to have more energy than I would the next day, and I was up all night.
So what did I say to you? I said, so go to the Longevity Medical Clinic. Do the same thing I did. Get your hormones balanced. You'll sleep better, right?
And I did.
Right. You don't have to wake me up anymore and go, it's not fair that you're sleeping.
I know.
But didn't you see that it wasn't fair that you were waking me up?
Yes, because now you're the one taking the dogs out because I'm still asleep in the morning.
So we're both getting good night's sleep. We're both getting lots of energy, and we're happy.
You want me to tell you why? Because my hormones are now balanced.
Okay, I don't want to hear about your hormones right now. So be like Nick and get a free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
With football season comes cooler weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here. Call on locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington to tackle your project. Their wide selection of windows and doors always beats the competition, and they'll give you top-notch customer service with no trick plays. Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
It's clogged again.
Your drain?
Just had it cleared.
You didn't call Apollo Plumbing.
How can you tell?
Because your drain's clogged again.
So frustrating.
We can clear that drain.
That's what the last guy said.
We'll clear it, guaranteed.
He said that too.
Apollo Plumbing will clear your drain, or it's free.
Wait, what?
Apollo Plumbing clears your drain.
Or it's free?
Yep.
What's the catch?
No catch.
Fine print?
Apollo Plumbing clears your main drain for $83.
$83, or it's free?
And we'll even give you a camera inspection.
Because?
It's the best way to find what's causing your clog.
But that's extra.
Nope. Included.
No extra charge?
Not 1 cent.
$83, or it's free.
All it takes is an accessible outside cleanout.
And an Apollo plumber.
No clog is safe from Apollo Plumbing.
And just like that, my main drain is...
Draining again.
How can you...
Apollo plumbers are that good.
$83, or it's free.
You call, we come.
My drain's draining again.
Guaranteed.
$83, or it's free.
As it should be.
Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors. Held to a higher standard since 1968.
Too many breakup songs getting you down? Put a little bossa nova in the playlist. Sometimes a different way is the better way. like the SR 509 Expressway near SeaTac. Get a good-to-go pass to save $2 every time you use it, and on other toll roads in Washington.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Not only does Progressive let you bundle your insurance, they also give you round-the-clock protection. Get a quote today at Progressive.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. The House has overwhelmingly voted to force the Justice Department to release the Jeffrey Epstein files. But there are challenges ahead. President Trump has called for an investigation of Epstein's relations with some Democrats. One of the survivors of Epstein's abuse.
To the President of the United States of America, who is not here today, I want to send a clear message to you. While I do understand that your position has changed on the Epstein files, and I'm grateful that you have pledged to sign this bill, I can't help to be skeptical of what the agenda is.
CBS's Scott McFarland on the possible complications from that investigation.
The Department of Justice will have this ability to say, we're going to keep this folder confidential, though, or these folders confidential, because we don't want to expose what's in there. It could impact criminal cases.
And the Senate Majority Leader is considering amendments to the package, which would send it back to the House for approval. A panel of federal judges has blocked Texas from using the new congressional map that Republicans drew to pick up 5 more U.S. House seats. Legal analyst Lori Levinson.
A 3-judge panel today, in a blow to the president and to his agenda, said that indeed these redrawn maps were improper, that they violated the law because they were based upon race, not politics.
Texas is appealing to the Supreme Court. President Trump hosted the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia at the White House today with an elaborate ceremony. The Crown Prince promised a $1 trillion investment in the U.S. President Trump said he's selling F-35 fighter jets to the kingdom. CBS's Sam Vinograd.
Saudi Arabia is really the United States' closest ally in the Middle East, aside from Israel. That's based upon Saudi Arabia's economic importance to the United States, Saudi Arabia's military importance to the United States, its location, as well as its formidable opposition to Iran, another enemy of the United States.
It was the first White House visit by the Crown Prince since the murder of Washington Post journalist Jamal Khashoggi by Saudi agents in 2018. A federal judge ruled today that Meta, the parent company of Facebook, did not illegally stifle competition when it bought its rivals Instagram and WhatsApp. The decision is seen as a blow to the government's efforts to rein in tech giants. On Wall Street today, tech dragged stocks lower again. The Dow Jones Industrials finishing off almost 500 points. The Nasdaq lower by 275. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
We are live at the scene of a protest at Microsoft, but first, KIRO News Radio traffic. Here's Nate Connors.
Heather, we're looking pretty good out there. All in all, it's pretty much wide open. We still have some minor backups at the Hood Canal Bridge, delaying your trip by maybe 5 minutes or so. Heading into Seattle, looking great. South 5 is beginning to slowly fill in as you approach the Ship Canal Bridge. You're all clear by the time you hit Mercer. Linwood to Seattle, still an easy breezy 20 minutes max. Same story through Factoria. South 405 starting to fill in through Factoria. Bellevue to Renton at 15 minutes. And if you're heading out toward Poulsbo, westbound 16 jams up at Sedgwick, where we have a disabled vehicle blocking the lane. And then just beyond that, road work near Tremont Avenue is slowing you down. Altogether, about 1.5 miles backup. This report brought to you by Bucky's Complete Auto Care. For 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has earned local trust with honest pricing and guaranteed repairs. That's why they're Carfax preferred. No gimmicks, just great service. Bucky's.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch. A protest this afternoon outside Microsoft's Redmond headquarters. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch is there. James, what's this about?
Well, Heather, protesters say Microsoft is complicit in genocide in Gaza, and they are calling for Microsoft to fully divest its company from the Israeli military and the Israeli government. Now, back in September, Microsoft announced it would limit Israel's access to its surveillance technology, but Vinaya Agrawal with No Assure for Apartheid says that is not enough.
Microsoft continues to provide technological weapons to the Israeli military. And so we're here to tell them that the partial divestment is not enough and we demand full divestment.
Now, the protest coincides with Microsoft Ignite, a major conference that got underway today in San Francisco. Live in Redmond, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Pierce County deputies say a 50-year-old man who had been living in a barn near Buckley was found dead after that barn caught fire overnight. No cause for the fire yet. Investigators say the man sometimes lit small fires, though, to stay warm. An 80-year-old Seattle man says he was left with a bloody lip when he confronted a teenager who was spraying graffiti on the Ballard Bridge. William Graff tells KIRO 7 TV.
It's just annoying that our city can just turn into a big garbage can. It's wrong, and it didn't used to be like this.
He says when he started recording the vandal on his cell phone, the teen hit him with a spray can. Graff said he called 911. Seattle police did not respond, but firefighters came to treat his injuries. It was a year ago that a devastating bomb cyclone hit western Washington. KIRO 7 TV Samantha Lomi-Bao has a story of recovery from hard-hit Issaquah.
It's hard to believe this base-filled room was silenced by the bomb cyclone that ripped through a year ago.
Absolute catastrophic loss.
Bryce Van Paris tells me that one night cost Hammond Ashley Violins hundreds of thousands of dollars in damages.
Giant cottonwood tree right here crashed through the roof.
It took about 8 months for the shop to fully reopen. Business is now better than ever, one instrument at a time.
The bomb cyclone did an estimated $41 million in damage in Washington state. First baseman Josh Naylor says he's excited to be suiting up again as a Seattle Mariner. Naylor joined the M's in July and was key to their postseason success.
Fans embraced me right away, and at the end of the day, they deserve that World Series that we're shooting for here.
Naylor just signed a $92.5 million deal that keeps him in Seattle through 2030. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly cloudy skies today with highs near 50. It's 48 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio. With your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 1 hour down, 2 hours to go. Lots of stuff to get to. A little bit later in the show, I found a fun clip, Spike, that we're going to listen to. It's kind of a retro look back at a time when technology, which has gotten really affordable.
Yes.
Really affordable. Yes. When technology was very pricey.
They call that the bleeding edge of technology.
There you go.
Early adopters.
Yes.
I remember a $700 VCR. My old man brought home once.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah. But these are laptops in the late 80s that they're trying to let people know about and sell. So we're going to play that audio and just remark on how unbelievable it is, how you can get almost anything for next to nothing. I mean, it's not cheap to buy new giant TVs and stuff, but there are cheap versions that are just as good as...
We pulled a $5,000 TV off our wall to replace with an $800 TV that was bigger and clearer and brighter.
Yeah.
Right?
Probably only a few years newer.
Less than 5.
Unreal. Okay, so we're going to talk about that in just a little bit. It's kind of a fun one. Also, we get the presidential turkey pardon, which is an annual thing that happens.
Yes, it is.
Which we will get to. It's not today, but I think historically it's usually this week. We have a little history on that, which is actually quite interesting as far as turkey pardons go. Which is to say, semi-interesting.
Okay, it's ceremonial.
It's all right.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's the season.
It is the season.
Yeah.
And then in just a few minutes, Washington Post had a really insightful editorial on Katie Wilson. And
the Washington Post?
Washington Post. You remember Jeff Bezos a while back? He had that. He made that statement. Remember, he put it out there. He says, "Just want to share this with an update with you. I've shared this with the editorial board." we are going to do our best to be more middle of the road instead of reactionary left-leaning.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yes, sure.
And so I think this article perfectly demonstrates what he was aiming for, which is a very fair look at
what a freaking kook she is.
No,
come on.
They call it an experiment. They say Seattle's about to do an experiment.
I'll keep an open mind.
So we're gonna.
I was prejudging.
It's a really good article. We're gonna read you just a little bit of it and kind of get into a deeper conversation about it. And then I've gotten a lot of texts about our conversation that we just had about how much Katie Wilson is worth as the mayor of Seattle. Okay. Because we know her job pays. What did we decide it was? It was
$230, right?
$230 a year.
$230. Yeah.
I guess $205. You guess $320. So it's about the middle.
Yeah.
A lot of people texting in, but somebody texted in who had a retort about this, which I thought was very interesting. He makes some great points. His name is Dan. He's a Federal Way. He says he apologizes for the typos. He's got wing sauce on his fingertips. But he
already my hero.
But he's defending her, and so I'm going to read his text and then let him know why I disagree with him. But it's a very good text, and I appreciate him sending it. And everybody who's texting, we really appreciate it. 888-973-5476. This is funny. Rich said, sounds like the president's going to pardon himself. Rich, you're funny. That's funny.
Just his neck. Oh, sorry, Rich.
That's funny, Rich. I disagree with you, Rich, but that's funny. All right, let's get into some of this stuff here. Let's start with this story out of Fox 13 was highlighting this. You ride e-scooters when you're in big cities?
I have once. Never again.
Why?
Because I just didn't feel safe. Because I lied.
Yeah.
Okay, because I lied and said I had a helmet.
I didn't know this about because I've never ridden an e-scooter. I've ridden scooters. I've ridden an e-scooter recreationally. I've never ridden it one of the city ones.
The commuter ones, yeah, the Limes or whatever service. Bird.
I rode one time on a walking trail when nobody else was around, and so I felt very safe that I wasn't going to get hit by a car. I didn't have a helmet on either, but it didn't have a little screen either that asked me,
right,
do I have a helmet?
And that's the thing. I think I've mentioned this before. When you sign up, you have to say, yes, I've got a helmet. Or
Seattle has a helmet law.
It won't start.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
so it encourages everybody
to lie.
Well, I guess it's not encouraging you to lie. People are just liars.
Yeah, if you want to ride a scooter, you got to have a helmet. If you say you have a helmet, we'll let you go. But then if you wreck, they're off the hook.
Yes,
because you said you had a helmet.
And head injuries are on the rise.
Very much
with
so.
These. Yeah, especially on the rise. They say. All right, so this story is about how we're not going to see less scooters in big cities. We're going to see more scooters. And Seattle is working right now to figure out what to do with, they call it a scourge. Scourge? Scourge.
Right.
They're everywhere. They're on the side of the sidewalks.
Oh, they're littering the landscape.
Littering. You see them in the bushes everywhere. All the time. I took a picture. I was down at the waterfront one time. I brought my kids down there, and we went to the aquarium.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked down. There's like an area in the aquarium you can like walk outside and you can look down over the pier and you can see down.
Yeah, there's some of the marine life. There's starfish and whatnot.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was a Lime scooter right there in the water.
It's art.
And I was like, look at that, kids.
They grow. We're growing them organically now.
Isn't that amazing? I didn't even know that's where they came from. In its natural habitat, sitting in 3 feet of water.
Did you ever see one that's stuck up when the ferries come and go? What do you call those?
Oh, the bumper?
Dock, yeah, the bumpers. But I saw one perched on top of one of those.
That's fun. Just like a seagull?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Well, the problem is that not only are
that
they...
I like. Yeah. That's funny. At least that's funny.
People leave them everywhere is the problem. And they cruise down the sidewalks. And we mentioned the increase of injuries.
So
last year, there were like 180, 170 some injuries last year.
Yeah, 163.
That's
too many.
You go over the handlebars on those things. That front wheel hits something, you're flying.
There's a guy... I park here by the station. I don't pay for parking because I call it cost conscious, but it's cheap.
Yeah.
I didn't want to pay for the parking that the building owns, and so I park on the street. And there's a guy every single day. He must be on a similar time schedule as I am, and I know where he works because I've seen his outfit that he's wearing. It's a notable Seattle fast food restaurant.
Okay,
that's all I'm going to say. But they've got great burgers. But that's all I'm going to say.
Fair enough.
Flying down the hill. Never a helmet on. Full speed on that thing. Full tilt. He's probably going, no joke, he's going easily 35 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour.
On a scooter?
On a scooter. He's an inch and a half above the ground. And there's just like, I almost stopped him one time. I assume he's in his early 20s.
Okay.
Given that he's in, I guess he could be a teenager. I don't know. I can't tell ages. I almost stopped him one time. I suppose he also could have been a very young-looking old man who's working at a
Could he be in
burger
his
place.
30s?
It's possible.
Possible.
I wouldn't call 30s old.
Okay. Older.
Older.
Yeah.
He's not a teen. Anyway, I see him. He's flying down, and I almost stopped him because I as a dad, I was just like, that's somebody's
buddy.
son. Yeah, buddy. Like, stop. But he wouldn't have stopped for me because he obviously would think I was a
You
psycho.
throw a stick in front of that front wheel, he'll stop.
Well, I didn't want to do that.
That's the problem.
That would have been wrong and malicious.
Yeah.
And probably injured him. He would have been one of these 163 people that were injured. But ridership is way up. So listen to this. Lime, who controls 90%, this is from Fox 13. Lime, who controls 90% of the city's micro-mobility market, says it's working with SDOT on creating scooter corrals. Little places where scooters could go.
Where to park them? Okay. Yeah.
Like a pony?
Yeah.
Or a horse?
Yeah.
Whatever you put in a corral.
Yeah.
And then you would put a scooter there. And so they wouldn't be on the sidewalk and they wouldn't be in people's way.
They're everywhere. People leave them everywhere.
It's not going to work. Because like right now, people could, if they wanted to, if they were kind and they were, if they were gentlemen and if they were ladies, if they had manners, they would park them out of the way where other people aren't going to have to step over them.
Sure. Yeah, if they were conscientious
If
about
they were
their fellow
conscientious,
citizens, yeah.
they wouldn't be dumping them in the water on the aforementioned bumper things on the boats. They would be doing the right thing, but they already don't. And you're not, like, when you go and take it somewhere, you're going to go find a corral? What is this, like a Costco? We're going to return the cart?
Up to, yeah.
And where are these going to go?
Yeah.
Where are these corrals going to go? There's going to be a corral somewhere
near
every
you.
block?
Well, they said they plan to have over 200 designated parking corrals in the city of Seattle. That's their goal.
What is that even? How is that even possible? Where are they going to be?
Well, imagine you've got an intersection, a busier part of town, right? They're everywhere. If you just take one, half a block, a quarter of a block. There's a picture of one of them in the article on Fox 13 of a corral, the aforementioned corral, and they can fit like 12. This is one that's between the stadiums downtown.
Jonah, can you post that picture? Is there a way for you to do that?
It's on the Fox
I can bring
13
it up
website.
here.
Yeah. And I know exactly where this. I've been in this bar. I know exactly where that is, and it's right next to Lumen Field.
You watch Seattle. You know what Seattle's going to do? They're going to take a whole road for this. They're going to say, hey, let's just park them in the middle of the road. We'll designate a corral area in the middle of the road.
There's a technological solution for this.
Which is what?
Well, one time I did use a bike, not a scooter. It was a bike. And I was done with my ride. And I couldn't end my ride because the bike wasn't in one of their designated zones. You know, you geofence something, you put like a electronic border around something they do it for advertising.
Or like a dog collar.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm like one city block this city block is a place you can leave a bike or a scooter when you're done with your ride. And if you don't leave it in that zone,
you get charged extra?
You can't clock out. You can't end your ride. So if they put digitally or electronically put a sensor under the sidewalk or some capacity, if you don't put your scooter where it's ended, you're going to keep paying until you put it somewhere that's supposed to be.
Interesting.
You're supposed to dock it here.
Do we want?
Corral
we got a picture of them up right now. Do we want the city spending money on these though? Shouldn't the scooter company who's benefiting from this be responsible for this?
They had over 6 million rides last year in Seattle.
Councilmember Rob Saka is trying to allocate $250,000 to speed up the corral installation. Do we have $250,000?
That should be on the scooter companies.
Why isn't the scooter company paying for that?
They're between 15 and 18,000 rides a day in Seattle. Over 6 million rides last year in Seattle.
That's a lot.
The injuries to citizenry on the sidewalks, people cruising on the sidewalks, they do see more people using these designated bike lanes, or dedicated, I should say, bike lanes for scooter and bike and e-bike ridings, or those Lime bike ridings. What you call it? What was the term you used? Micro transit or something. There was a term you used, which I'd never heard before.
I'll say it again. Micro-mobility.
Micro-mobility, yeah.
Why do I always come up with names? Just call it the scooter.
That's because marketing guys got to eat too. That's why.
Makes me think of those tiny little. Have you seen those tiny little motorcycles
that fits on your fingers? Those?
No.
Those are toys.
Those are toys.
Okay.
If you can ride one of those to work,
you look like a Russian circus bear.
God bless you.
I look like a Russian circus bear on those bikes anyway, so it's not.
You
really
would. You'd be giant.
I am massive.
But I mean, those tiny little motorcycles. They look like they're little.
Like pockets. Yes.
Little crotch rockets.
Yes, they're like a foot and a half tall and 2 foot long, or a foot long. Yeah.
That would be cool.
If I could have a little fez and a little red vest, I would look like a Russian circus bear.
Dress like a bear.
Yeah. Be great.
Yeah, I think they should pay for that. I don't know why tax dollars being spent on that.
That's a multi-million-dollar industry in the city alone.
If it were, I would have no problem with them giving them tax breaks so that they could
keep it safe,
keep developing and make it safe. If they're cutting down on traffic, I have no problem with things like that. What I do have a problem with is them allocating extra money to go towards this when we're seeing that increases in scooter-related incidents, and these things are everywhere. There's like pigeons. You can't throw a rock in any direction without hitting a Lime scooter.
I've seen guys that go around and swap out the batteries.
Yeah.
And these, you've seen those? They got they'll have a pickup truck full of scooters in the back.
A ton of AA batteries.
Yeah, and well, they're big, like the size of a brick.
No, I know.
I know.
Stupid
good jokes. It's like a silver brick.
Yeah.
That's the battery component to it. They go around town and they see once the little red indicator light means it's a dead scooter.
Don't they have they're solar powered, right?
No, I don't think they're solar powered. I'm not sure how they swap out batteries. There's got to be a lithium battery on these things.
Jonah, look that up. How are they powered? It's got to be solar powered.
Our vast research department over there named
useful.
Jonah. Yeah.
Yeah. I bet you they're partially solar powered because just sit there soaking up the sun or UV
nice if
rays.
they were.
Apparently, there are independent contractors called juicers, who you guys have seen, who pick up the scooters with low batteries from the street, and then they charge them at their house with special equipment provided by Lime.
So they're not solar powered?
No. The guys, the juicers, pick them up and take them home and top them up.
You're onto something, though.
Well, you were right.
They swap out the batteries on these things, or they pick up a dead one and put a live one out there for you, with a little green light on it.
Yeah.
One time I rode a scooter, I had a battery die. I had to walk in about another 25, 30 yards to get to the next one, which was just thrown in the bushes. But that one had some juice left in it, so I had to recontract, lie again about the helmet thing.
Do you, when you ride them, do you bring wet wipes with you? Something to clean the handlebars off? I would.
No, I know.
Yuck.
Yeah. You think helmet's a dangerous thing?
I would
grabbing
wear
them handlebars.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Oof.
That's disgusting. I wouldn't share a helmet with anybody.
No, that's the thing, because you can't you can't attach the helmet like with a zip line thing or whatever.
Yeah, it's gross.
You can't do
that.
Can't
do it. No, it's
not.
Not realistic.
The only people I see with helmets are the ones who own their own scooters.
Yeah.
Who are out there. Nobody with a green scooter's got a freaking helmet on.
Or dorks.
Dorks. There you go, dorks. Yeah, I used to be walking with helmets.
I'm just kidding.
Wonderful
it's good to wear a
people.
helmet, but I as an adult, that's why I don't ride scooters, because I'm a grown man.
Well, the city's trying to solve they're everywhere problem with these rental scooters, the micromobility market.
Yeah.
But they're doing it on our dime. They want us to provide the corrals. A quarter million, you said they're designated for this?
Forget it. You can't have my money. Can't have it.
I think the solution is to make the company making the money on these things to govern their own product.
Absolutely. All right. Should we move over to what everybody wants to talk about, which is turkey pardons? Should we get to turkey pardons?
Sure.
The turkey pardon, as I have seen it, generally happens within, you got to do it early enough so the birds don't have to sweat it out. You don't do it the day before Thanksgiving.
No? When is it? Is there a traditional day? Is it the week
first
of?
turkey pardon ever that happened was, apparently, the first official turkey pardon took place in 1989 by HW.
That was the first time?
That was the first
turkey?
one. Can you believe that?
Huh.
But I swear I have seen historical pictures of other presidents and turkeys before. Like here's there's a JFK.
Picture, there's a picture of Truman.
Here's Truman.
They say he spared a turkey. So
it's not an official.
Yeah.
They made it an official thing under HW.
An official pardon.
But okay, so Kennedy did it on November 19th. Maybe the tradition is Jonah. Find out when the pardon day is. Is it November 19th? Because that would be tomorrow. These turkeys are sweating tonight.
Well, they said Abraham Lincoln officially pardoned the first turkey at the request of his son Jack, or his son Tad, who had become attached to Jack the turkey.
Okay.
Interesting. Harry Truman did it. Kennedy did it.
Everybody does
Bush
it.
made it official.
Usually turkey pardon day is around the 27th, but it does go back and forth.
The 27th, that's after Thanksgiving.
The week of, right?
That's too late.
Well, it's after
They
the
say
fact.
occurred around November 27th.
Okay.
That could be my bad.
So
here.
it is in proximity to the holiday itself.
In this case, it's the Thursday. That's Thanksgiving
the 10th.
Day.
The 10th is,
That can't be right.
No, that's not right. That's
Look
the date
up
of
when
the story. I
Thanksgiving.
apologize.
Look up the turkey pardons this year. When's the turkey pardon this year? Stick around, folks, if you want to know when the turkey pardon is. When is it?
Oh, 25. It already happened. I'm getting bad information. Now it says it happened on November 10th in Colorado, but I don't think that's it. So,
Remind me not to ask Jonah
be
what
determined,
That
I
can't
think.
be right.
The
Why would the
president
president
did not go to
fly
Colorado.
Air Force One to Colorado, a blue
parliamentary.
state which you wouldn't go into?
All right, over
Plus,
the
they eat
break.
tofu in Colorado.
We're going to teach Jonah how to use the internet over the break. When we come back, we're going to have that vital information for you, and we have a lot more you're not going to want to miss. Also, this Washington Post article on Katie Wilson really is fantastic.
I'm looking forward to it.
Let's read a little bit of it together.
I'll keep an open
we'll
mind.
talk about it. One of the things that she's pushing for is freezing rents, which is rent control.
Yeah, she campaigned on it. Yeah, rent control. Yeah.
So it's interesting because we have just seen a very big rent control experiment happen in Argentina. Javier Milei was elected.
Okay.
Right? So he's been reelected now, but he did something with rent control. And the result that it had was phenomenal and very interesting.
Okay.
And the exact opposite could happen here in Seattle if Katie Wilson has her druthers. So we'll talk about that in just a few minutes. And we'll give you the turkey update that everybody's just on pins and needles waiting for. All right, we'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
Seattle's morning news.
Hi, I'm Charlie Hart.
And I'm Amanda Factor. CNN called it the big lie.
A judge rules on whether President Trump can continue to claim defamation over the 2020 election.
Former State Attorney General Rob McKenna weighs in at 6:15.
Will the DOJ release the Epstein files? And after the House vote, what's next?
Join us tomorrow for all the day's news, traffic, and weather.
That's 5 to 9 on Seattle's Morning News.
We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
Well, folks, it's rainy season. Time to protect your home now. Don't wait for the next storm. Give our friends at Integrity Roofing and Construction a call at 206-202-ROOF. Integrity Roofing and Construction has years of experience in roofing and full restorations. They got a full design department in their buildings. Skilled teams that do exceptional work. Trust me, I know firsthand. Give them a call today at 206-202-ROOF to schedule your free estimate. Or you go online, check them out at integrityrc.com. See the many wonderful reviews. That's integrityrc.com.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering a comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value for just $99. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Take control of your health today and stay strong for the long haul. Offer ends November 30th. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody. Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
I love a day on the water with friends, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis sometimes holds me back. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
Teaching music is my passion, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm treating my joint symptoms with Skyrizi.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin at 4 months.
Or if you are an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
I got to tell you something, Nick. I have really noticed a difference in your energy level since you started going to the Longevity Medical Clinic.
And you know why?
Why?
Because they actually balanced my hormone levels. And when they do that, the largest change I noticed was that now I could sleep.
And then not only get more sleep, you just get more energy, right?
Right. So that all of a sudden that resulted in me, I started running again and doing all these things that I felt so fatigued throughout the day that I couldn't do anymore.
Okay, so at this point, do you want to apologize to me? Because I was always saying to you, every time you say, I don't sleep, I don't feel well, I feel kind of off, I go, well, you need to get in touch with Longevity Medical Clinic. And you're always like, blah, 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 blah.
I know. But now it's turned into something fun that we get to go in together.
So I need to hear, you were right.
You were right.
You were right. I should have gone to Longevity Medical Clinic.
I should have.
There we go. Fine.
Yes.
You know the right thing to do. Get in touch with Longevity Medical Clinic. Take the free health analysis at lmclinic.com.
What if you could have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most. That finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family's banking on bandwidth. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger. But your Wi-Fi? It would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit buckys.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. The House votes to pull back the curtain on the Epstein files. Members today passed the measure to force the Justice Department to release all documents. CBS's Allison Keyes reports.
House Speaker Mike Johnson tried repeatedly to keep the bill from coming to the floor and told the chamber,
"We want the bill to be amended so it doesn't, at the same time, violate victim privacy, create new victims."
But the committee's top Democrat, Jamie Raskin, roared that President Trump could have already released the files.
We don't need anybody calling for the Senate to slow things down for more weeks and more months. The American people have had it.
Allison Keyes, CBS News, Washington.
The Senate could vote on the bill today. President Trump says he will sign it. Hundreds of National Guard troops deployed to Portland are now being sent home. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey has more.
Portland residents like Rick told me days before the National Guard troops arrived, there was no reason for them to even be there.
I've been here on the weekends where there are maybe 20 people, and they're peaceful.
Now, U.S. Northern Command agrees, calling their move right-sizing their footprint. 200 nationalized troops will now head back home to California, while 200 troops from Oregon will be reduced to just 100. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
And the military is also reducing the number of troops in places like Chicago and L.A. Out of the closing bell reports, Microsoft is shaking up its artificial intelligence strategy. The tech giant is teaming up with AI startup Anthropic and chipmaker NVIDIA in a massive cloud deal. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella says the goal is simple.
This is all about deepening our commitment to bringing the best infrastructure, model choice, and applications to our customers.
Anthropic says it'll buy $30 billion in computing power from Microsoft. NVIDIA plans to invest up to $10 billion in Anthropic. Microsoft will chip in $5 billion. On Wall Street, meantime, tech stocks once again dragged down the stock market. The Dow lost 498. Tech-heavy NASDAQ down 275. S&P lost 55. Let's go now to the real-time traffic desk at 1:33 with Nate Connors.
Aaron, we're looking good out there. If you're just hitting the road, there isn't anything in your way unless you're heading southbound 405 through Bellevue. Gets heavy approaching I-90, but you'll clear after Cold Creek Parkway. Brief backup through Factoria there. Bellevue to Renton, you're pushing 20 minutes. Southbound on Bellevue Way, though, we have some sort of blocking issues. Traffic comes to a halt right in front of the South Bellevue Park and Ride, and then you're backed up to 112th. Just some minor crowding south 5 through downtown Seattle, and that's it. Everett to Seattle will take you, Everett to Bellevue will take you 25 minutes. Seattle to Federal Way, a 25-minute commute. Olympia to Tacoma, a half hour. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Your forecast now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Seeing some sun breaks this afternoon. Dry conditions through Friday. Right now, 48 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. Aaron, you excited for the turkey pardon that's coming up soon?
No.
No?
No, I'm not.
Cool.
Yeah,
Kill them
happens
both.
every year.
Eat it all. Eat everything you got. That's yeah.
He hates pardoning turkeys.
I like turkey.
You like to eat them?
Yeah, controversial take, I know, but I'm a fan of turkey.
No, you're in a room full of believers, buddy.
Dark
True
meat,
believers.
specifically.
Dark meat.
One of our texters, his name is Rich. He sent us a text a second ago. He says President Trump this year is going to cook the turkey that Biden pardoned last year.
Good, because Biden pardoned it with an auto pass.
That's what he said.
That seems fair. Yeah, that seems only fair.
Congratulations, birds.
Strange he was talking to Hunter. It's really so embarrassing.
You know who he was talking to.
Right? That's right.
That's funny.
No, they're over here. They're over here, sir. They're over here. This way, sir.
Hunter? Is that Hunter? All right, let's get into this Katie Wilson thing. This is very interesting. Washington Post has an article about Katie Wilson. It's talking about the Seattle experiment that is going to be this Katie Wilson mayoral election. Listen, I'm going to read you a little bit of this. This is kind of interesting. Here's the start of the Washington Post piece, which they would not have covered this before in this manner. I think they're being very fair.
They're always a very traditionally liberal, left-leaning publication.
Very left-leaning. I don't even know if they were always left-leaning, but they became more left-leaning in the last, say, 20 years, 25 years, whenever. But they were, these are the Pentagon paper people, right? I mean, I watched that movie, whatever that was, with
All the King's Men.
With what's her face
Redford,
and what's his face?
Redford and Hoffman.
No, you're thinking of Watergate. I'm thinking of the.
The Pentagon Papers. You're right. I was thinking All the King's Men was the Watergate paper.
Yeah. Tom Hanks and Meryl Streep. The Post.
When Harry wrote
probably
about
called The Post.
Yeah, when Harry wrote about Sally, I think it's called.
That's it.
Yeah. Sorry.
You've nailed it. But no, so Jeff Bezos told them, he says, hey, editorial board, I would like you guys to be more middle of the road in the opinions that you're expressing. And if that's not of interest to you, if you only have an interest in writing things from one perspective, then I'm not interested in you continuing your employment here.
Find someplace else to work.
And so they have added some new voices to the editorial board. And here's how this one goes. Katie Wilson, an activist with even less experience in New York's Zoran Mandami, narrowly defeated the incumbent mayor of Seattle earlier this month. The 43-year-old community organizer, a first-time candidate with no meaningful management experience, will soon lead a city of 800,000 residents with nearly 14,000 municipal employees and $8.9 billion budget. Whew. I mean, when you set it up like that,
it's
you almost wonder if it was the wrong choice. But she's got the job. So then this columnist goes into who is Wilson and gives us a little info. I thought it'd be fun to play some music for some background. Mm-hmm. Andrew, I might need to have you pull this down here in just a second. If you can hear me, there we go. So we're going to learn a little bit about who Wilson is. Oh, here we go. Who is Wilson? He says she does not own a car. She lives in a rented 600-square-foot apartment with her husband and 2-year-old daughter. By her account, she depends on checks from her parents back east to cover expenses. To let them off the hook, she seeks to force residents of Seattle to pay for free childcare and other goodies. 14 years ago, after working odd jobs as a barista, baker, lab technician, and legal assistant, Wilson co-founded an advocacy group called Transit Riders Union to agitate for public transportation, better public, and paid for by new and higher taxes. She says she decided to challenge Mayor Bruce Harrell earlier this year after he imposed a new tax on high earners to pay for housing construction. She campaigned on a local capital gains tax, a digital advertising tax, and a statewide wealth tax. Ugh. That's
all I wanted to do was decide if I'm going on a date with her. It was a dating game, right? That music?
Dating, yeah,
Thought it was?
Game,
I couldn't get past that.
Dating game.
There she is. She's wearing a jacket from Goodwill.
She looks pretty sharp.
It's Katie from Seattle.
Trump called her a beauty. And she wants a lot of stuff, and that's what's going to be really interesting to see if she's able to deliver on literally any of this.
There is an awful lot that I want to accomplish as mayor. I want everyone in this great city of ours to have a roof over their head.
One want.
I want universal child care, free K-8 summer care.
3.
I want world-class mass transit.
4.
I want great, safe public spaces where kids can run around with
5.
abandon. I want stable, affordable housing for renters.
6.
I want social housing.
7
I
wants.
want much more land and wealth to be owned and stewarded by communities instead of corporations.
8 wants.
I want a robust economy with thriving small businesses,
9 wants.
great living wage jobs, and strong rights for workers.
That's 10.
I want a city where everyone has the basics of a dignified life, including healthy food, access to health care, and supportive communities.
15 wants.
I want a city where your health and your life expectancy and your children's future doesn't depend on your zip code or your race.
6. 17 wants. 18.
I got 18.
18 wants.
Don't care how I want it now.
It's a bad egg. But how do you pay for it? That's the question that everybody's asking. How do you pay for it? One of the things she talks about is rent freezes.
Mm-hmm.
Is that going to make rent more affordable in the city of Seattle? Or is that going to chase out people who own apartment buildings, who own single-family homes that they're willing to rent out to folks?
Yeah.
If you're not able to determine how much you're going to get in rent, how much you can raise that rent, how you kick people out of places who may be bad tenants, if all those things become more difficult, is that going to mean more of an inventory or less of an inventory? And if there's less of something, don't prices generally go up?
Yeah, supply and demand.
Supply and
is
demand.
One of the oldest, laws of commerce. Sure.
I don't think she's doing things in bad faith. I think she actually wants these things. I think she actually wants them.
From a position of benevolence to a city that deserves a fair shake.
Yeah,
from its citizenry. Yeah,
coming from where she comes from, I understand why she thinks these are attainable things because they've been attainable for her because she's had people give them to her. Right?
Yeah, in her personal experience.
In her personal experience.
Yeah,
so
we're
she's
talking
like,
about
why can't other people have the same things?
Yeah, we're talking about the ability to govern, though. I mean, Katie, you got them from your folks. They helped you with child care money. Can they help out some of the renters in town?
Well,
are they willing to dig a little deeper for people who don't even know? I mean,
she's
otherwise you got to go to the state budget.
She's using that. She's doing that exact thing, though. She's saying, I want to take from wealthy people. I want to give to people who are not quite as wealthy. In this case, it's her parents to her and her husband who doesn't work and bakes bread. And in the case of everybody else in Seattle, it would be some of these businesses, wealth tax, wealthier people in the state, raise the B&O tax, all these different things to pay for some of this wish list of hers.
Yeah.
The problem, though, is that is going to have the opposite effect if we look historically at what some of these things do once these policies are put in place.
Rent control, you mean? Or
rent control.
Rent caps?
Yeah. I mean, do you think that's probably the number one issue for somebody living in Seattle? If you're a young person, you're not a homeowner.
Okay.
Wouldn't your number one thing that you'd be worried about is the price of
a place to live?
A place to live.
Sure, that's the biggest expense most people have every month.
Item.
Yeah, that's what eats in the most of your budget every month is housing.
So how does she fix that? How does she make that more affordable for people?
Well, you try things and see if it's a feasible solution. You see if you can get that through local government, whether it be the city council, then the mayor, the governor, whatever. As far up the food chain as you got to go to get this approved, and then see if it works. There'll be a lot of trial and error. It may fall flat on its face. I mean, is the idea if you cap what rental owners can charge, they're not going to flee town.
They do flee. No, they take them off the market is what they do.
Well, with individual homes, you mean?
With apartments, with individual homes?
Well, then somebody's going to own them. If somebody gets out of the market as a rentor,
yes,
right? Somebody who owns a rental property, if they leave the market because they can't make enough, somebody else is going to buy that property and rent it out for less of a profit.
Not necessarily.
Well, probably. We'll have to see what works.
So there's a very interesting comparable story that happened in Argentina.
Okay.
Where they instituted a sweeping rent control, a rent freeze, exactly like Katie Wilson's talking about.
So where has it worked before? That's a great way to look for things.
And it was just 5 years ago. That's the interesting thing.
Okay.
It's not like it was like 20 years ago and now we're finally seeing the negative effects.
Like back in the 30s.
It was during the pandemic, and it was because of the instability of what was happening during the pandemic. They said, hey, you know what? With best of intentions, I guess, I'm assuming, they said, why don't we make things more, easier for people to depend on? They're not going to have to worry about high raises, increases in prices, and all that stuff. But what happened as a result? Can we get into that when we get back?
Absolutely.
Because it was just switched off.
Okay.
And the results are unbelievable. And let's chat about it when we get back. Because I think there's lessons to be learned for Seattle. We'll be right back.
The Closing Bell is brought to you by Trajan Wealth Management.
The John Curley Show.
What is this world coming to? I ask you.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
I love going to the dump there in Fremont before it became the transfer station. This guy pulls up, and from the back of his truck, he looked like he had his grandmother's entire house. And I just waited, and every time he'd throw something in, I would just spear it like a fish.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube, weekdays 3 to 7, and download the KIRO Newsradio app.
The stock market's on fire. AI stocks are performing at all-time levels. We hope you, like many of our investors, have taken advantage of it. A famous man once said, buy low, sell high. There's also $8 trillion of cash sitting on the sidelines. Investors are either scared or they don't know where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares profit with our investors. We've been doing it for 19 years, averaging double-digit returns with zero investor losses. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital and invest in our family of funds. From a 3-year investment with double-digit returns to only a 90-day commitment returning 7%. We also accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Are you looking at senior living options for you or a loved one? If so, you likely have many questions like, what can I afford? How long will my savings last? And if I run out of money, will I have to move out? If these questions are weighing on you, I'm here to talk you through different solutions. Hi, I'm Amanda from Care Partners Senior Living. At Care Partners, we're focused on offering high-quality, compassionate care at very affordable prices to help stretch and preserve your assets. And if you ever run out of funds and need to convert to Medicaid, you won't have to move. We have vibrant communities throughout Western Washington, Spokane, and Arizona offering independent, assisted living, and memory care. Our caregivers are some of the most loving and genuine people you'll ever meet. Stretch your assets, preserve your estate, and never worry about moving. That's peace of mind in the Care Partners Living Difference. Learn more at carepartnersliving.com. Care Partners is excited to announce our newest communities in Port Orchard, Sumner, Snohomish, and North Creek Bothell. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
Make this the last holiday season in that old kitchen. Hi, this is Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Our solid wood refacing system delivers a luxurious new kitchen way easier and less expensive than a tear out. You won't believe the difference. Heritage Homecraft's specialty is custom cabinet refacing and quartz countertops. With Heritage Homecraft, custom means built from scratch just for you. Our own craftsmen, not subcontractors, will reface your existing cabinet boxes with 1/4-inch thick solid hardwood and add new custom-built solid hardwood doors. We can make design changes, add cabinets, install custom features, and top it all off with a brand new quartz countertop. With the holidays here, I know everyone's busy, but if you order your new Heritage Homecraft kitchen now for select install dates after the new year, I'll give you 12% off the entire project. Hey, all year long and especially next holiday season, you'll be delighted that you did. Call today, Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Not only does Progressive let you bundle your insurance, they also give you round-the-clock protection. Get a quote today at Progressive.com.
The real estate market is picking up and you want to sell with the best. You need to work with the Novak team. Mike Novak guarantees to sell your home in 21 days. If not, he'll sell it for free. Go to meetthenovaks.com. I'll spell it for you. Meet the Novaks Novaks.com.
With football season comes cooler weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here. Call on locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington to tackle your project. Their wide selection of windows and doors always beats the competition, and they'll give you top-notch customer service with no trick plays. Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. Just before the break, we were talking about Katie Wilson. There's this Washington Post article talking about what the experiment of her time in the office is going to be like. And one of the things that they point to, and one of the things that is going to be debated, is how is she going to implement some of the promises that she's made. She's talking about free childcare, free buses, free, everything's free. It's like a going out of business sale. Drastically reduced prices is what she wants. Can they achieve this? Who knows? But one of the things is a rent freeze. And there was an article in Reason Magazine, which I thought was really interesting. And it details what happened in Argentina. In 2020, Argentina, in the middle of the pandemic, everything was crazy. They decided to implement these really, really harsh rent control laws. And it affected both the prices that people could raise their rents and also the length of time that tenants could count on being in the apartment. So you couldn't get kicked out for like 3 years, which I don't think they're talking about in Seattle.
Right, no durational requirements.
There's no duration. It's just about making sure that somebody can't raise the rent more than like, what is it, 7%?
Yeah, I think it's the number they settled on after much debate.
So what was interesting, though, is what happened in Argentina. Listen to this story. 18 months ago, Bruno Pengiel, I can't pronounce that last name, but whatever, a 29-year-old financial consultant from Cordoba was struggling to find an apartment with his girlfriend. He says, I set alerts on all the major rental websites of Argentina. You could barely find 100 one or 2 bedroom apartments in all of Buenos Aires, he recalls. Worse still, he said the few options available were painfully expensive. He says prices were so high that in many cases it was cheaper to live at a hotel. I made the calculations myself, which is pretty drastic. If your cheaper version is living at a hotel, I've often thought that. Like I've driven on I-5 at some of those like long, what are those week-long? Extended stay. And you see like it says like $500 for the week or something like that. Yeah. And you go, you know what? If I added that up, that probably would be cheaper than a lot of the places that you're seeing when you factor in square footage,
plus they clean
amenities.
They change your sheets for you. Bring you fresh towels. Got a maid service.
Yeah, $2,000 a month.
Right.
So anyway, similar
Do you have an address
things
for
happening
that
here.
so we can look? I can get one of those.
I'll give it to you off the air.
Sure.
So listen to what happened. So Javier Milei, he's elected. He ends all of those rent control laws. He says we're turning those off. They've harmed the economy. And look what happened. This is really interesting. This from this Reason piece. With the 2020 rent control laws now scrapped, apartments have poured back into Buenos Aires rental market, offering a plethora of new options. One of Argentina's largest real estate platforms, traditional rental listings have skyrocketed. Before he turned them off, they have 5,500 different listings. After he turned them off, and people felt more comfortable renting out their places because they knew that they could have a say in the prices, 15,300.
People got back in the market as people owning property.
Now, they didn't build 10,000 new units.
No.
They said, we're going to be willing to rent our places out again.
Well, when they put in the rent controls, a lot of people shifted to the Airbnb short-term
rentals. They went to Airbnb.
Yeah.
They could still make money on them, but they went to Airbnb, which is easily doable in Seattle as well. He says a staggering 180% rise. A third of that increase occurred within just 1 month of deregulation.
Yeah, when they could jack the rents up again, sure. They got back in the market. And,
No, they didn't say jack the rents up.
Well, when they took off the rent control cap, of course they
didn't say jack the rents up. In fact,
they didn't get back in the market at higher rates?
No. Real rents have fallen.
Because the market got flooded with properties.
Because the market there's supply and demand. We understand supply and demand.
Yeah.
Rental prices have fallen. Short-term workarounds are declining. Tenants are finding properties suited for their needs. This guy who we mentioned a second ago, 18 months, couldn't find a place. He and his partner now live in a 2-bedroom apartment with a long balcony under a year-long lease. Slowly but surely, the city is coming back to life for those seeking a place to call home. You can't rent. If you have 15,000 apartments, suddenly flood the market, you can't jack up the rent on those.
There's just too much availability.
Supply and demand fixes those problems. And when the supply goes away, the demand gets very high.
Yeah.
Katie Wilson's going to see the same thing. That's going to happen in Seattle if they do a rent freeze.
Well, there have been cities in Seattle that have used rent control effectively, successfully. New York, San Francisco have done these.
Well,
there's a way to do this.
No, that's not true. Where's the most expensive place to rent an apartment in the world?
Oh, New York City.
Who has?
Rent control.
Where's the second most expensive place to rent an apartment
Francisco,
in the world?
Which has rent control.
So is it working?
Well, just because it's the most expensive, I mean, it would be more expensive if there wasn't control.
We just did a story about how
Argentina is not a great comparison to America.
Buenos Aires is one of the most fantastic cities in the world.
There's different governments. There's different social aspects. There's a lot of difference between Argentina and the United States.
Supply and demand is a rule as old as time.
It is. Fair enough. I hope it works. It's going to be hard. It's like I said, this is an experiment. She wants a lot. 20 I wishes. I want.
She wants it now.
She wants it now.
All right.
We'll see.
I hope we don't.
Careful.
Honestly, I hope we don't.
Again, we are in the FO portion of the equation right now.
All
we did the FAs.
We got a lot more coming up. Stick around.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
What a good move I made. Let me tell you a quick story. I've done a whole bunch of races and a bunch of other stuff like that, and my left hip started bothering me about 5 years ago. And I go to the doctor, and he's like, you need a hip replacement. I was like, I'm 60. Yeah, we're going to ask you to wait a little while because we don't want you to wear the hip out. We want you and the hip to go into the grave at the same time. I said, what do you do about all this pain? Well, you could, aspirin, and you could continue to do this and that and, sleep with a pillow between your legs. I was like, no, I don't want to do this. Then I was talking to Bob Stelton over there at the sports department. So he went to Dr. Mark Wagner, and I think he had his hip done as well. So I go in there. I said to Dr. Wagner, can you fix my hip? Takes a look at the MRI. Yes. So I got the stem cell procedure. I'm telling you something. This is the best. If you've been thinking about, surgery for your knee, your wrist, your shoulder, or hip, no. Check out Dr. Mark Wagner and go to drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Cammie McCormick. The House has approved a bill to force the release of the Jeffrey Epstein files.
The rules are suspended. The bill is passed, and without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
There could be some complications, including President Trump's call for an investigation into Epstein's relations with some top Democrats. CBS's Scott McFarland has that.
It may not be the motivation, but it's definitely an issue. The president says he wants an investigation of ties between Epstein and Democratic officials and leaders. The U.S. Attorney General has launched it. She's assigned it to the U.S. Attorney in the Southern District of New York. Yes, that could be one of the reasons the Department of Justice holds back certain parts of these files. I don't see, no matter what happens with this vote, no matter what happens with this bill, I don't see it stopping the questions and the accusations that things are being held back.
The Senate could also redact information over privacy concerns for victims. Texas lost a major court battle today. A panel of federal judges blocked the state's new congressional map that would have helped Republicans pick up 5 more House seats. Chris Fox has that.
Unconstitutional and racially discriminatory. U.S. District Judge Jeffrey Brown concluded the Texas state legislature's use of race was narrowly tailored to achieve a compelling interest. Similar to the argument made by the plaintiffs, LULAC attorney Nina Perales represented them.
If you're targeting a district for dismantling it because of its minority composition, that's unconstitutional.
Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton says they will appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court. In a statement, he said the big, beautiful map was entirely legal and passed for partisan purposes. Chris Fox for CBS News, Austin.
At the White House today, an elaborate welcome for the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. It was his first visit to the White House since the murder of Washington Post journalist Jamal Khashoggi by Saudi agents. Reporters asked about it.
Things happened, but he knew nothing about it, and we can leave it at that. You don't have to embarrass our guest by asking a question like that.
Trump was then asked about the F-35 fighter jets he's willing to sell to the kingdom and whether Israel would object.
They've been a great ally. Israel's been a great ally, and we're looking at that exactly right now. But as far as I'm concerned, I think they are both at a level where they should get top of the line.
On Wall Street today, stocks finished lower, dragged down by tech. The Dow Jones Industrials were off nearly 500 points. The Nasdaq lower by 275. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Take the next step forward in your career with great benefits and an award-winning workplace. Apply at careers.progressive.com.
Coming up, a Washington congresswoman sparks Democratic infighting. That's after Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
Hey, thanks, Aaron. Easy commute so far today. Up in Everett, we've got that 2 o'clock back up on eastbound 526. Leaving the Boeing plant, headed for our I-5. Some of these drivers are making their way north. And now we've got a little crowding from Lowell Road up to Highway 2. South 5 headed heading into Seattle looks great. Still got some building volumes, though, from the Ship Canal Bridge to I-90. Nothing heavy here. Linwood to Seattle still under 20 minutes. North 5 looks great, as do our lake bridges. South 405 is backed up through Factoria. You'll clear, though, once you hit 112th. Bellevue to Renton, still a 15-minute trip. And southbound 167 beginning to fill in off and on from north to south. Renton to Puyallup is up to a half-hour commute. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. It is not just the Epstein files vote making headlines out of Congress. Today, the House also passed a resolution from Washington Democrat Marie Gluesenkamp-Perez condemning Illinois Democrat Chuy Garcia for what critics call election subversion. Washington Republican Michael Baumgartner tells the Jason Rand Show on Seattle Red.
It was shameful what Congressman Garcia did. He tried to deprive voters of a choice to pick their member of Congress.
Garcia is accused of scheming to ensure his chief of staff takes over his seat. Gluesenkamp-Perez calls it wrong. More than 24 Democrats joined Republicans in passing her resolution. A pro-Palestinian protest just wrapped up near the Microsoft campus in Redmond. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch is there.
This was a relatively small group of protesters, only about 20 people, but they were loud in their demand that Microsoft fully end contracts with the Israeli military. There is, of course, a ceasefire agreement in the works in the Israel-Hamas war, but Vinaya Agrawal with No Assure for Apartheid says so far the ceasefire has meant nothing.
Hundreds have been killed since the so-called ceasefire.
We asked for a statement from Microsoft. The company says it will get back to us. In Redmond, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Pierce County investigators make a deadly discovery inside a burned-down barn. KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin reports from Buckley, where a 50-year-old man's body was recovered.
Deputies say the building was full of chemicals, but don't know what kind or what caused the fire. Fire officials say nobody else was inside the building. They tell us the fire is not being investigated as suspicious.
And investigators also say the property owners there were letting the man live there for the past few months. First baseman Josh Naylor says he could not be more excited to suit up again as a Seattle Mariner.
Obviously, we fell a little bit short, but, I can't wait to run it back with them because they deserve this. The city deserves it.
Naylor addressing the media today after signing a 5-year contract that keeps him in Seattle through 2030. The deal is worth $92.5 million. Weather now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Some sun breaks today and drying out. Same goes for the rest of the week, all the way until the weekend when showers return. Right now, 48 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 2 hours down, 1 hour to go. Lots of stuff to get to. A lot of text messages today. Thank you, guys. We've had a lot of good chatty topics. People have strong opinions about things
That's
like
what we're
Katie
looking
Wilson,
for. You bet.
Rent control and exploding whales.
Oh.
We'll talk about that in just a second.
I know. It's horrible, terrible. And
It's a horrible thing. I mean, should we just jump right into this? What's
sure.
happening in Oregon?
Yeah.
This is just a thing that happens. Sometimes a whale dies or beaches itself and then dies. In this case, it beached itself. It had to be euthanized. Very sad.
Well, this particular whale was a 1-year-old humpback, if I'm reading correctly.
This was
they
sad.
named it Hope.
I wish they hadn't named it.
Right.
Here's my greatest wish for this whale. This is so sad. It is sad that it's a baby. They basically say it's a yearling.
Yeah. And
or
it
a calf.
It had gotten tangled in netting.
Got tangled in some fishing nets.
Yeah.
Gets onto the beach.
Gets caught in the low tide. The tide then carries it onto the beach.
Yeah. It's 26 feet long. They thought they might be able to get it pulled back out into the water.
Yeah,
and this sweet
volunteer
little thing
efforts.
could swim away.
They
So
were
they had
digging trenches to try to get
everything they could.
Yeah.
Everything they could. But it weighs 40,000 pounds.
Yeah.
That's a big baby.
And there was no way to maneuver or move the whale without injuring it even further, which is painful.
Yeah.
So the humane thing was they tried everything they could to rescue this whale. They tried every possible engineering. They brought in heavy equipment. They had hundreds of volunteers trying to literally dig trenches back to the sea to help this thing.
Awful.
It just wasn't possible.
Remember there was a movie, I'm trying to remember what it was. There was like a whale that got trapped under the ice, or got trapped. It was a John
Cusack. Was
Krasinski.
It Cusack? Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Was it John Krasinski or John Cusack?
I remember
Krasinski.
Yeah, and they
Drew Barrymore.
They literally cut the ice.
They dug holes, and the whale would swim along with the holes.
Yeah.
Big miracle from 2012.
Big miracle, 2012. Look who learned how to use the internet.
Growing up
thanks.
so
Good job,
fast.
Jonah.
Big miracle. Okay.
Big miracle. Who's in that? John Krasinski? Is it?
Dude, I just closed it to, yeah.
All right,
yeah.
look it up again. John Krasinski. I believe it's also Drew Barrymore, if my memory serves me. Which maybe it will. I don't know. I could be wrong about that. But they saved that whale. But again, that whale was in the water already. They didn't have to. It wasn't on top of the ice.
It got frozen over. The ice cap. It didn't get to open sea.
And if
with
it
the
was,
ice cap, you can't. Whales surface to breathe. We all know they're mammals.
Yeah.
And they had to literally create breathing pockets, and they built a chain of them to get this whale back to open water.
So this whale beached itself. Unfortunately, they had to euthanize it, which is very sad. But it has drawn now comparisons to another famous whale beaching that happened. I didn't realize this, but just recently, this was back in, I believe this was on November, was it 6th? Was it November 6th, which was the original day that this happened? I'm looking this up right now.
I know what you're talking about now.
55 years.
Yeah.
November 12th, 1970.
The worst example of problem solving in recorded history.
Yes, but it made for one heck of a viral video. There was a whale that beached itself in the tiny little town of Florence, and they were trying to figure out, K2 was on the scene. It's a famous video. If you guys haven't seen it, then you're missing out. But there was a famous video of K2 reporter. Is it Doug Lyman? Is that his name? That's not right. John Lyman?
I think
Paul
John,
Lyman.
Paul
Linman. Paul Linman. Who's Doug Lyman?
I don't know.
He's a director.
He's a man smart enough to know you don't put a camera on a whale that's sitting on a box of dynamite.
I think he would. Doug Lyman he's a director. I think he would.
Paul
put a
Linman
camera
was
on
our
a
reporter.
Paul Linman was a reporter at K2.
Right.
So he's out there on the beach, and he has this report. Again, this is 1970. It's 55 years ago, almost to the day. 55 years ago, a big old whale beaches itself, and they're trying to figure out. Again, it's the 1970s. People were a little more cavalier with their fixes on things in the 1970s, and they said, "Why don't we? I
know what we'll do." They said,
"Blow it out to sea."
Well, the thought process behind, if I remember correctly, was if they make it. You ever heard? This is a terrible time for this analogy, though. How do you eat a whale? One bite at a time, right? You've heard that, right?
I've heard it with horse. But
I've heard it with elephant.
Any large thing.
Well, that was how they were hoping to move the deceased whale 55 years ago.
Sure,
was to make it smaller by blowing it up.
And what they were going to do, and maybe he details this in the piece here, but their plan was, and we'll play it for you here in just a second because the audio is hilarious. It does not go as planned.
No, and hilarity ensued.
They get a bunch of dynamite. It's just a bunch of guys. These are totally what guys would do. They consulted no women in this process, I guarantee you. And they had all these guys in the 1970s. You know what? They were high as a kite because they just landed on the moon. They're like, we can do anything.
We can do anything.
1970, we can do anything we want.
Technology's our friend.
Let's send this whale back out to sea and let's use dynamite to do it. And so they plant a bunch of dynamite. They bury it under one side of the whale, the windward side, right?
Yeah.
That's the land side. Is that the windward side?
I believe so.
Yeah.
You're a sailor, right?
The windward side fluctuates depending on where the wind is.
It's coming from. Okay.
Yeah.
What would the land side be, Jonah? Since you have corrected me.
No, closer. I mean, put me on the spot. Shore side? I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'll have to.
Let's be sure before we correct the host.
Yeah.
So they buried the dynamite under one side of the whale.
Right. And it was the inland side.
And they think to themselves, you know what?
Look at blast inland, the inland side.
Inland,
okay,
that makes sense. Thank you. See, we got there.
I didn't even have to look it up because I don't know how to use the
They're
internet.
going to blow this whale out to sea.
Right.
But that's not what happens. It just blows it up.
Yeah.
Which is what dynamite does. But listen, this is Paul Linman that started this story in the 1970s. This is great. And it became a sensation. And we have all these details now that you probably didn't know about what has happened since at that park. some amazing things, which we'll tell you like, some very interesting facts that you did not know, which is a ton of fun. We'll tell you that in just a second, but listen to this.
It had to be said, the Oregon State Highway Division not only had a whale of a problem on its hands, it had a stinking whale of a problem.
Oh, Paul.
What to do with one 45-foot, 8-ton whale dead on arrival on the beach near Florence? It had been so long since a whale had washed up in Lane County, nobody could remember how to get rid of one. In selecting its battle plan, the Highway Division decided the carcass couldn't be buried because it might soon be uncovered. It couldn't be cut up and then buried because nobody wanted to cut it up, and it couldn't be burned. So dynamite it was, some 20 cases or a half ton of it.
That's a lot of dynamite. You know what, though? I guarantee you, wouldn't you love to be a fly on the wall of these guys as they're coming up with this plan? It would have just been fun because under normal circumstances, they don't let you play with a box of dynamite.
Sure.
But to be able to be on a beach, you go to the beach and light fireworks and stuff.
Sure.
You eat donuts on the beach in your car if you're like on the coast. The beach is fun. And to be there with all this dynamite with a big whale and your job is to blow it out to sea. Can you imagine how jacked and excited these guys were as they were about to light this thing?
How much do you think we're going to need? I don't think 10 cases are going to do it. I think you need twice that.
I think we need more.
I think you need more.
Yeah, more is always better.
More is always better.
So they blow it up. Oh, also crowds. Describe the crowds, Spike.
Literally thousands of people, because this became, what are they going to do was a civic problem.
Yeah.
And the solution,
it's like
the engineers came.
It's like a 4th of July show.
Right. And they brought little kids. Cars were parked. Beach chairs were set up.
It was
folding chairs.
It was exactly as I imagine. Again, I mentioned the astronauts watching one of those launches.
Yeah, down in Canaveral.
Yeah,
yeah.
It was the same
Cocoa
exact
Beach,
thing.
yes.
They probably had their sunglasses on.
Wow, it's going to be great.
Probably did their hair before because they thought there's going to be cameras. I might get on camera.
Probably some of those Super 8 cameras. But the mom and pop wanted to save this forever, right?
100%. And then the blubber came down.
All right, Fred, you can take your hands out of your ears.
That thudding sound you hear, which will increase as the video. Boom, funk.
Our cameras stopped rolling immediately after the blast. The humor of the entire situation suddenly gave way to a run for survival as huge chunks of whale blubber fell everywhere. Pieces of meat passed high over our heads while others were falling at our feet. The dunes were rapidly evacuated as spectators escaped both the falling debris and the overwhelming smell. A parked car over a quarter of a mile from the blast site was the target of one large chunk. The passenger compartment literally smashed. Fortunately, no human was hit as badly as the car.
When they say smashed, I mean, you were talking like 1970s solid steel vehicles.
Yeah. And we're talking about like you see in the movies.
Yeah.
This car was flattened.
Hundreds of pounds of blubber from possibly 1,000. Who knows how high this went? Right on the roof, smashes it in. Imagine if somebody had been inside that.
Oh yeah, forget it.
What a way to go.
Well, no one was injured.
Nobody was injured.
That's a miracle.
It is a miracle.
When the detonation, if you haven't seen the video, I highly suggest looking.
It's the best.
It's this, not even a white cloud. It's a pink.
It is.
It's a
totally
pink
right.
explosion.
Yes.
Of smoke and whale parts
and blood and
everybody in attendance with their Sunday finery on
covered
in it.
Yeah. And remember, this is like a beach day. Now this is November, so it's cold, so they're probably covered up.
But it was a clear day.
Yeah.
And as Paul mentioned, the stench. You weren't just covered in pink whale dust. The stench.
Bad.
However, everyone on the scene was covered with small particles of dead whales. As for the success of the effort, the seagulls who were supposed to clean things up were nowhere in sight, either scared away by the explosion or kept away by the smell. That didn't really matter. The remaining chunks were of such a size that no respectable seagull would attempt to tackle anyway. As darkness began to set in, the highway crews were back on the beach burying the remains, including a large piece of the carcass which never left the blast site. It might be concluded that should a whale ever wash ashore in Lane County again, those in charge will not only remember what to do, they'll certainly remember what not to do.
Yes, what not to do.
And man became a legend with that.
He became a legend, yeah. And now every anniversary, he's still with us. Every anniversary he gives a report on what it was like.
Really?
Back in those days. Yeah, he did. I was reading the story. This story right here was on again, this is 6 days ago was the 55th anniversary of this. He gave this speech to Oregon, or this interview to Oregon Live. But they have these updated details on what has happened at that beach since, which is kind of interesting. So number 5 on the list. The internet, the video went viral. Somebody loaded up a YouTube of it in the early 2000s, and now it has like millions and millions and millions of views because it's hilarious. Florence, where this happened, has embraced this, and they now have a month-long exploding whale month festival in Florence.
Are you serious?
Yes. No, exploding whale month. November is declared exploding whale month. They have a celebration that's a week-long festival where people come and celebrate this whale that was exploded 55 years ago. Probably T-shirts. You could
It's
probably
a
buy
blast, they say. They must, right? They must.
Absolutely.
If they don't, they're missing the boat.
They named a park after it. They have Exploding Whale Memorial Park. That's not a joke.
Oh, my gosh.
It's like Groundhog Day, but with exploding whale.
Oh.
And now the people just come and celebrate it. I wonder if they do like a ceremonial exploding of a whale.
Oh, I can't.
Wouldn't they have to?
Would that be in bad taste?
No. I mean, it's recreating history.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and learning from our mistakes as we do as a society.
The museum of the Sislaw Pioneer Museum has the actual bones from the whale.
Seriously?
They blew the blubber off, but the bones were intact apparently.
Wow.
So they have the bone. They have the whale bones, which would be really interesting to see actually. All right, so from one crazy animal story to another, did you see the story in Indiana? This Indiana zoo. A great ape escaped.
Oh, I did see this.
What would you do if you're at a zoo and you found an animal escaped?
Especially if it's a great ape.
That's a big. They say it was actually a chimpanzee. The story, the headline of the story was "Great Ape Escape."
No, they're just.
But that to me, as a chimpanzee, is a much different thing.
They're working with puns there.
But you know what?
Yeah.
Chimps can be very dangerous.
They're not good pets, right? And that the people who try to make chimpanzees pets, they were attacked.
What was Michael Jackson's chimpanzee name?
Bubbles.
Ugh. Poor Bubbles.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine? Imagine that life.
Bubbles.
With the king all the time, Michael Jackson.
I don't know. That chimp probably had a pretty good life.
Probably pretty cushy.
You know?
He may have seen some things that made him uncomfortable. Listen to this 2009.
He was the first chimp that did it with the see no evil thing. he trademarked that.
Horrible. Listen to this 2009 911 call. This is a chimpanzee. This is a famous. There was a monkey. Remember that lady?
The attack. Yes.
This is the thing. I always thought of chimpanzees from I'd see pictures of Bubbles, Michael Jackson holding this little chimp.
Ronald Reagan, Bedtime for Bonzo, right?
I don't even know what that is, but that sounds
Reagan
very
made movies where the chimpanzee was a sidekick. Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
What was the one with the he's in the cab of a truck like a monkey?
Oh, that's Clint Eastwood. That's Any Inch Way But Loose. Or Any Inch Way You Can.
That was an orangutan.
That was an orangutan.
Okay,
yeah, Clyde.
That's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, but every
Clyde
monkey's...
drank in that movie.
Did he really?
Yeah.
What did he drink?
Beers. Olympia beers, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Is it the 80s?
Yeah.
I miss
Great.
the 80s.
Great. 70s, I think, maybe.
70s.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I was born. That would have been fun.
So it was a chimp that escaped the zoo?
This was a chimp. It was a female chimp. A chimpanzee, it says. A female chimpanzee was seen outside her exhibit. They let everybody know there's emergency protocol. The zoo was locked down. All the guests were escorted to secure locations.
Folks, if you're holding your kid's hand and you feel it's a little further than usual, don't just assume it's your kid. Walk into your car. Double check. That thing holding your hand is not your child. It's an escaped chimpanzee.
They got the female chimp back in her.
It's an enclosure, I guess.
Enclosure. I guess we don't call it a cage because that would seem mean.
Yeah. Her habitat.
Put her back in her cage.
Yeah.
Her tiny cage. I got to play this for half a second because this was wild. I was working for Dory at the time. This was the biggest national story in the world.
What's the attack?
The 911 attack. I believe this was in the Midwest somewhere. I don't exactly. I feel like it was Ohio. Can I get that, Jonah? Can you look that up? Where was the 2009 monkey attack? Was it Ohio? My memory says Ohio.
Stanford, Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Okay.
All right. Well, it's not really close. This is some of the 911 call. It is dark. This lady calls 911 to say that the monkey has ripped her friend's face off.
Oh.
Which is insane. But you got to watch out for these monkeys. They're incredibly strong. They're not like us. They're so strong.
Yeah.
I saw a albino ape at a zoo one time. It was actually a video of a zoo. I wasn't at a zoo with an albino ape. It'd be cool, but I wasn't. This thing was like a hairless ape, right?
Okay.
The muscles on this thing.
Yeah.
They're usually hidden beneath the fur. You and I hide them under baggy clothing and extra skin. Monkeys hide all their muscles just under their thin layer of fur.
Okay.
This thing was like the strongest thing you'd ever seen in your life. And it was old, too, but he was still just total muscle. That thing could crush a man's head like a grape. I'm not kidding you. But this was a 911 call. It's crazy. Here you go.
Time for 911. Where's your emergency?
This is Sandy. 231 Rock Rimmon Road.
What's the problem?
Send the police. Send the police.
What's the problem there?
The chip killed my friend.
What's the problem with your friend?
Oh, please.
What's the problem with your friend? I need to know.
Send the police up with a gun. With a gun. Hurry
Who
up.
has a gun?
Please, hurry up.
This guy thinks the chimp has a gun.
Yeah. That's a horrible situation
That's a tough thing
for the 911 operator, for the lady
believe
involved.
what you're hearing. The chimp ripped my friend's face off.
Well, yeah, because we have context. This guy gets 911. Bring a gun! What? Who's got a gun? A chimp with a gun?
God.
Man, how much have I had to drink?
Good golly.
Horrible. But they got nobody was injured in the zoo. The escaped chimpanzee at the zoo got back in the cage.
She got back in fine. Yeah, everybody was
I'd be
safe.
horrified if an animal broke out. Or it got loose in the zoo.
Any animal.
Any animal.
Maybe a bird would be okay.
Sloth might be okay. I could slowly walk to the exit in a panic.
Any fish. Any fish that gets out, I'm fine. Not a snake.
High
dog.
ground, quickly, everyone.
It's ridiculous. All right, stick around. Let's talk about laptops. Technology has gotten so cheap. As we head into the holidays,
we're so lucky.
We're so lucky. As we head into the holidays, you think about buying things. Think about if you had to buy a laptop in the 80s. Can't get past your animal question here. All right, we got laptops coming up next. Stick around.
Seattle's morning news.
Hi, I'm Charlie Hart.
And I'm Amanda Factor. CNN called it the big lie.
A judge rules on whether President Trump can continue to claim defamation over the 2020 election.
Former State Attorney General Rob McKenna weighs in at 6:15.
Will the DOJ release the Epstein files? And after the House vote, what's next?
Join us tomorrow for all the day's news, traffic, and weather.
That's 5 to 9 on Seattle's Morning News.
We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
With football season comes cooler weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here. Call on locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington to tackle your project. Their wide selection of windows and doors always beats the competition, and they'll give you top-notch customer service with no trick plays. Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
I love the fact that Mike Novak sells more homes than anybody else. This guy works so hard. You know what's happening? People are selling their homes again. And if you don't have Mike Novak's name on that sign, well, you're wasting your time and your house is just going to be sitting on the market. Mike is so confident that he can sell your house quickly. And for more, you'll pay no commission if Mike Novak doesn't sell that home in 21 days. So go to meetthenovaks.com. I'll spell Novaks for you. Novaks. Meetthenovaks.com.
What if you could have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most. That finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family's banking on bandwidth. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger. But your Wi-Fi? It would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply.
Guys, tired all the time? Gaining weight? Low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is making it easier to get answers with a comprehensive wellness panel. It's not just a lab test. It's where better performance begins. Our providers will check your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. A $400 value for just $99, or free if you start treatment. Over 120,000 men have trusted Revive to restore their energy, mood, and confidence. So if you're ready to feel better and live stronger, call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Offer ends November 30th. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
If you use carpool or toll lanes along SR 167 without a Good to Go account, you'll now receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. A Good to Go pass saves $2 on every toll. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Lawmakers appear to be moving swiftly on legislation that would force the Justice Department to release all of the Epstein files. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer calling on his chamber to move fast on the House-approved version.
Any amendment to this bill would force it back to the House and risk further delay. Who knows what would happen over there?
President Trump, meanwhile, is still calling the Epstein controversy a Democratic hoax.
I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. I threw him out of my club many years ago because I thought he was a sick pervert. But I guess I turned out to be right.
And President Trump now says he will sign that bill once it reaches his desk after dropping his opposition to it. A Yelm couple faces disturbing child sex abuse charges in Pierce County. KIRO 7 TV's Dee Dee Sun reports detectives found evidence at those people's home showing they planned to kidnap, drug, and abuse children.
Detectives say they found a shrine tied to sex abuse hidden in the wall. And deputies say the couple wanted to kidnap children from 2 families. Also found inside the home a female child doll, children's clothing, and multiple sets of law enforcement-style handcuffs.
28-year-olds Haley Davidson and William Moore are both in jail now. They are due back in court later this month. Portland's National Guard presence is shrinking. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports hundreds of troops are going home.
U.S. Northern Command calls it right-sizing their footprint, sending 200 National Guard troops deployed to Portland back home to California, while 200 troops from Oregon will be cut in half. Residents like Emil have been saying all along,
we don't want them, we don't need them, and
we're not going to accept them. But I'm going to just continue to peacefully protest.
The military says they're also reducing their troop footprints in Chicago and L.A. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Expect a few months of slowdowns on northbound 167 as crews begin to work to fix a damaged bridge. The latest from KIRO News Radio's Chris Sullivan.
All lanes of northbound 167 will be closed Wednesday night from Stewart to Ellingson. This is to create a work zone around the damaged bridge in Pacific. On Thursday morning, drivers will wake up to only one lane open, the right lane, and it will stay that way until the repairs are finished. When will that be? Sometime in early 2026. That's all we know for now. Contractors will be working around the clock through the holidays to get it done. Chris Sullivan, KIRO News Radio.
At 2:33 now, we check real-time traffic with Nate Connors.
Thanks, Aaron. Down in Fife, North 5 at Porter Way, a disabled vehicle has the HOV lane blocked now. It had 3 lanes blocked for about 20 minutes. That's why you're sitting in a bumper-to-bumper backup approaching 54th. Tacoma to Federal Way is going to take you 20 minutes. Once you punch through this, though, you're clear all the way into Seattle. And once you get into Seattle, North 5 at Denny Way, we've got a collision blocking 2 right lanes, and we've got a thick backup starting at the West Seattle Bridge. South 5 still looks good. Just got a brief backup on the Ship Canal Bridge down to I-90, Linwood to Seattle, 20 minutes. North 5 through Shoreline and Northeast 175th, an earlier collision that was blocking has been moved to your right shoulder, but it's caused a backup starting in Northgate. Seattle to Linwood is at 25 minutes, and Bellevue to Renton plan on 25 minutes. Heavy volumes through Factoria. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Your forecast is brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Got a few nice days in store. We'll see temperatures in the low 50s, but mainly dry with some sun breaks. Right now, 49 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. All right. Man, we're getting a lot of text messages about that exploding whale. Many people pointing out that was one of Dory's all-time favorite stories.
The whale?
The whale.
Okay.
Yeah, we used to do that.
Did you celebrate the anniversary?
I think, you guys? I'm trying to think. When I was producing for him, because that's where I learned about it, he introduced that story to me, and I think we might have done it every year on the anniversary because it's just one of those stories that's so crazy. The audio is just so great. Where else can you hear hundreds of pounds of blubber falling through the air, captured in a news report from 1970? I mean, that's like taking a travel through time.
It is. It's time capsule.
It is a time capsule.
Big, chunky
like
time capsule.
Stinky time capsule.
But they did learn the reporter Paul Lindman. From their mistakes, this whale that perished this week in the Oregon coast at Yacats, I think it's pronounced.
Okay.
They're going to first off try to autopsy the whale and learn from scientific, do some scientific benefit from losing this creature, and they're going to bury it and try to burn the carcass.
It just got caught in nets.
Yeah,
right?
It got caught in nets.
So I don't understand what an autopsy does.
Well, I mean, not an autopsy as much as they'll do research on it's a 1-year-old humpback.
Let's get some info.
Let's science this thing up a little bit, and then we'll get a very respectful and efficient
and then drag
disposal.
It out.
No, they're going to bury it I don't think they can pull it out far enough. It'll just keep getting washed back in.
Yeah, and the thing is, when these whales die, have you ever seen these whales out in the middle of the ocean when they're dead and they blow up?
They bloat. Yeah.
And then they eventually, because their insides, eventually explode.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
It's bad.
It's really bad.
Well, so
stinky.
Yeah.
Very stinky.
It's a sad story.
It's a sad story, but a funny reference from 1970. I saw this clip, and I want to play this for you, Spike. This is in 1989. There was a laptop commercial, and they're detailing some of the new laptops that are coming online in the market. Ironically, before online, and they were showing some of these laptops, and you had a thing that you called, what was it? The bleeding edge.
Bleeding edge of technology is the term.
Great term. Yeah. Such a great term. Are you an early adopter technology person?
No, I'm not. No.
But you're not a Luddite.
No. But I'm not. I'm not going to race out to get the latest, greatest thing. People, I don't care what phone I have. Yeah. I got like a 13. I think I'm still sporting around, and that's a dinosaur. I used to have 5 until this one. Yeah. Kids are now every year it's 15, 16, 17, 18, and that's the most intrusive technology in our lives because everybody that we know has some type of new personal phone, smartphone device. I remember our first computer in the house.
Oh, sure. Do you remember what it was?
It was a Tandy. Literally, it was a Tandy.
Yeah.
And it had a monitor and it had a big block. a big hard drive block and a separate keyboard attachment. I remember the day we got it. In fact, Bob Rivers bought it for us.
Oh, really?
He bought myself and Downtown Joe's our producer. We were doing so much work on the show. He's like, you guys need home computers. And
so you can send an email. Did you even have emails back then?
Yeah, we're early.
Yeah. I know what that sounds like. Yeah.
Yeah. She bet. Hotmail. I had a Hotmail account. Yeah.
So you had, let's see here. I actually have an internet sound here. I can't find it.
I can do it again. Oh, that's it. Yeah.
There it is. That was you signing on. Yeah. You've got mail.
That's it. Oh, it takes me back.
Have you heard that Simpsons joke where they're like, it's the online doctor? It's like, you've got leprosy. Have you heard that?
It was the Far Side ones where Peter blew a lot of money going to dial-up school. He went to dial-up impersonation school. He learned how to do that.
That's funny. Anywho. All right, so you got it in 1990 something?
Something, yeah, early 90s, probably 93, 4, 2, 3, 4, somewhere in that window.
The first computer that my family ever had was we had some friends who were a very dear family friend was in the Navy, and you could go onto the Navy base. They had a place where you could shop at the Navy base, and you could get you didn't have to pay the same taxes.
Oh, yeah, PX, post-exchange.
Yes, yeah. And so we bought our first computer because computers used to be so expensive.
Thousands
of dollars. I don't think my parents paid that. But anyway, we went with our friend, bought a computer through them, and we had that. It was an old Compaq.
Okay,
and
wow. With a Q.
I think, do they still have Compaqs? Is that still a thing?
I doubt it.
And I remember when we got the computer, it was preloaded with a Mariah Carey music video of All I Want for Christmas, which I believe came out in 1993.
Oh,
so
wow.
I think we got our first family computer in 1993. Can you look that up, Jonah? When did Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas come out? I think 1993.
He's looking up Compaq.
I was.
Compaq started, I got it for Compaq started in 82. It went under in 2002.
In 2002.
Compaq, the company went, yeah.
Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas.
HP bought them in 2000.
November 1st, 1994.
94. Okay. So this would have been 1994. For some reason, there was a tie-in with Compaq computers, and they thought, hey, you know what's going to move these things? Like a really pixelated video of Mariah Carey singing All I Want for Christmas. And I'll tell you what, it worked.
Yeah.
Because that song is still very popular.
That's the only place you could get it.
Probably because of that campaign.
Yeah.
And also Christmas time. So that was our first family computer, but it was just very expensive. So this ad from 1989, listen to the prices of these computers. Unbelievable.
Real quick, what's the prices here on these three machines we've seen, Keith?
This one's list price at $49.99. This one goes.
It's $4,999.
Goes for $95 or $11 grand.
Okay.
Depending on the drive.
Kevin?
This is $79.99 without modem, 2 megabytes, 40 megabyte.
2 megabytes, $9,000.
But you were the only guy that had one.
But you were the only guy.
Right?
So what were you even doing with it?
Talking to some guy in Indiana who also blew 10 grand on a home computer.
But you weren't.
There was one guy in France.
Because there's no internet.
Right. Oh, that's true.
So what are you even doing? You're just like, are you crunching numbers? Are you playing chess? Like, what are you doing with a $9,000 computer?
Yes. You're watching Mariah Carey. Again.
But this is
again.
14 years before Mariah Carey video.
True.
Crazy amounts of money. It is, and you're looking at the video right this now, Spike. You're seeing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't even know what you're doing. It's just like zeros and ones.
Writing spreadsheets. You're saving trees.
Yeah, I guess that's what you're doing.
Look at what you'll save on pens and paper.
Printing paper out with a lot of holes on it for some reason. What's the most expensive, like when you look back in life, what is the technology that you jumped into that you maybe spent more on, that you look back now and go like, oh, wasn't that a silly purchase?
No, I remember springing for the big TV.
Yeah.
When we bought the home we've been in for over 20 years now.
Yeah.
We sold our first home in Queen Anne, made a little bit of money on the sale.
Yeah.
We want a big. We have above the fireplace, big TV.
Which is standard now, but back then that wasn't.
There was a 60-inch TV, and it was state of the art.
Do you remember what year this was?
It was flat. It would have been 2002.
That's early for that TV.
Yeah, it was.
People saw box TVs in early 2000s.
Oh yeah, we had our TV from the Queen Anne house went down in the basement, the big box TV. You bet. That thing was like when When I say home theater, it's because you can sit 4 people inside of it. I mean, but we spent $5,000 on that big TV above the fireplace, and we got a good.
You probably had it professionally installed.
Yeah,
all that
because you had to anchor it to the wall.
Yeah,
that thing. In the case of an earthquake, that roof would come down, but that TV be up there.
That TV now, $20.
Oh, you have to pay to get rid of it.
Not actually, but like you could get now a 60-inch TV. You go into like a Target or something.
Couple $100.
Couple $100.
With as good a picture as I paid state of the art back then.
Yes.
Easily.
Yes.
The picture the TV that replaced it, which is 70, which is a 5K high def, bada boom, bada bing, a fraction. A fraction.
The technology we have available now is just, we're living in an amazing time.
We can put on glasses now, and the movie is literally injected into our eyeballs.
Right. That's the next thing.
And next thing you know, you're acting alongside Bruce Willis.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
You know, me and Bruce jumping off Nakatomi Plaza. Woo! It's almost Christmas. By the way,
man.
Real quick.
Yeah, of course it's a Christmas movie.
Thank you very much.
Of course
I love this guy. Of course it is.
I suggested to a friend the other day who was on a plane. He texted me, he's like, what do I watch?
What?
And I said, watch Die Hard. It's a great thing to watch on a plane. And he goes, it's not Christmas. I was like, all right.
You got a good friend.
Makes sense. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Your text messages, tons of great stuff. Stick around.
The John Curley Show.
What is this world coming to? I ask you.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
I loved going to the dump there in Fremont before it became the transfer station. This guy pulls up, and from the back of his truck, he looked like he had his grandmother's entire house. And I just waited, and every time he'd throw something in, I would just spear it like a fish.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube, weekdays 3 to 7, and download the KIRO Newsradio app.
Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
It's clogged again.
Your drain?
Just had it cleared.
You didn't call Apollo Plumbing.
How can you tell?
Because your drain's clogged again.
So frustrating.
We can clear that drain.
That's what the last guy said.
We'll clear it, guaranteed.
He said that too.
Apollo Plumbing will clear your drain, or it's free.
Wait, what?
Apollo Plumbing clears your drain.
Or it's free?
Yep.
What's the catch?
No catch.
Fine print?
Apollo Plumbing clears your main drain for $83.
83, or it's free?
And we'll even give you a camera inspection.
Because?
It's the best way to find what's causing your clog.
But that's extra.
Nope. Included.
No extra charge?
Not 1 cent.
83, or it's free.
All it takes is an accessible outside cleanout.
And an Apollo plumber.
No clog is safe from Apollo Plumbing.
And just like that, my main drain is...
draining again.
How can you...
Apollo plumbers are that good.
83, or it's free.
You call, we come.
My drain's draining again.
Guaranteed.
83, or it's free.
As it should be.
Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Make this the last holiday season in that old kitchen. Hi, this is Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Our solid wood refacing system delivers a luxurious new kitchen way easier and less expensive than a tear out. You won't believe the difference. Heritage Homecraft's specialty is custom cabinet refacing and quartz countertops. With Heritage Homecraft, custom means built from scratch just for you. Our own craftsmen, not subcontractors, will reface your existing cabinet boxes with 1/4-inch thick solid hardwood and add new custom-built solid hardwood doors. We can make design changes, add cabinets, install custom features, and top it all off with a brand new quartz countertop. With the holidays here, I know everyone's busy, but if you order your new Heritage Homecraft kitchen now for select install dates after the new year, I'll give you 12% off the entire project. Hey, all year long and especially next holiday season, you'll be delighted that you did. Call today, Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
This is Lynn. She's always been active, maybe a little too active back in the day.
When I was 19 years old and immortal, I stripped out all my ligament and I had to have 6 knee surgeries, and that's on my right knee. And then my left knee finally gave out and had a torn meniscus.
Years of pain followed until she saw Dr. Mark Wagner at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
I'm 4 months out and I have no pain in my knees, and I have had knee pain my whole life. I have no concept of what it was like without pain. It's a miracle. I'm totally thrilled.
No pain, no limits.
Dr. Wagner gave me the green light to ski again this year. I'm like, that's incredible. So I'm just so excited.
After years of surgeries and setbacks, Lynn finally got her freedom back.
I think he saved my legs, so saved my knees, and gave me at least another 10, 15 years to do what I want to do.
If joint pain is holding you back, find out what stem cell therapy could do for you with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
Time is running out to save 20% during the Bob's Heating preseason furnace sale. Now through the end of the month, save big on home comfort systems, generators, water heaters, and more. Plus, take advantage of 12-month interest-free financing and get your home winter ready before the chilly season starts. Trust the team voted best in the Pacific Northwest to be your dedicated home comfort company. Call Bob's today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
Black Friday deals are back at Dania Furniture. For a limited time, discover incredible savings on Nordic-inspired furniture and decor for every space in your home. From statement pieces for your living room to instant upgrades for the dining room, bedroom, and more. It's the perfect time to refresh your favorite space or reimagine your entire home. Dania Furniture. We make it simple. You make it home. Stop by your local showroom today or shop online at daniafurniture.com.
Do the holiday parties, tailgating, and family get-togethers have your liver working overtime? Let Active Liver help give your liver some relief at Amazon or VitaCost, CVS, Meijer Grocery, or ShopRite.
Care Partners Senior Living is growing. Amanda here. We are very excited to introduce our newest communities in Port Orchard, Sumner, and North Creek Bothell, bringing compassionate, quality care at an affordable price, closer to more of you. Visit carepartnersliving.com today.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. Our Go the Extra Mile service means more hustle, less hassle. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the road you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included with every tire we sell. We're talking more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's why you get more from less. Book an appointment at leschwab.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. A lot of stuff to get to. I just saw an Amber. You see this Amber alert here? We all get these on our phones. This one's just popped up. I'll be honest. Before the horrible Decker murder story, right, I kind of looked at Amber Alerts a little bit like it was too much attention was given to them sometimes, because a lot of times it was parents.
Yeah,
and it would be disputes with
custody issues,
something like that.
Yeah.
That Decker thing changed it all for me. Yeah. Now I just kind of go, hey, you know what? Put these out. It takes 2 seconds to look at it.
No, I'm glad you say that, because it's never too small of an issue or too much of an intrusion, because you never know who's going to be the person
in this case
that spots this and makes the difference.
A 12-year-old girl and an 8-year-old girl. Last seen was somebody named Caroline. I don't know if that means their mother or what, but in a 2014 black Subaru. So if you've seen a 2014 black Subaru with these people in it, then call 911 immediately.
And this was sent out from the Washington State Patrol, and last seen in Montesano.
Yeah.
But it could be anywhere.
That's east side, right?
Montesano's over by the coast, isn't it?
I don't know where Montesano is.
Yeah, it's out there on the way to Aberdeen.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
Yeah, it's out there.
Right, well, exactly the opposite of what I told you.
No, it's keep your eyes open. People, we have audience out there too, man. People listen, enjoy the show. If you see a black Subaru, keep your eyes open.
Keep your eyes open. All right, let's get to some of these text messages. Man, we got like pages and pages and pages and pages of text. People thought we were just very chatty today, and they felt like jumping in. Which
Good
is
for
great.
them.
Yeah. All right, you want to start these off?
Sure. On compensation and accountability with a pilot who got no jail time. Okay, Jake, how much money should the passengers receive? Millions?
No, I didn't say the passengers should receive a lot of money. You had to pay $60,000 in restitution to Alaska Airlines.
Right.
Obviously, that's going to hurt their bottom line. I don't know if that's $60,000 is not going to make them whole. But for the passengers, you're in a situation where you have a guy who attempted to bring down
the plane down, yeah.
That is gonna sway your feelings in the future about flying on a plane. Maybe some free tickets. Not to necessarily want to use them, but
some of those passengers may not even been aware that something happened.
Well,
you never know.
They may not have been aware. You said,
right? Yeah, they may not have been aware.
True. That's true. But no, I don't think it's a good question, David. But no,
millions
I don't
is enough.
believe they
360 says 47 days, not even close to enough. That's just embarrassing.
Just as a comparison, by the way, back to David for a second, when the door plug blew off of that one flight,
yes,
those passengers sued for big money.
Big money. Yeah.
And that was a traumatizing thing. Obviously, they were, 14,000 feet in the air or something at the time. I don't remember how high they were.
About that, because any higher cabin pressure would have been a bigger issue.
Yeah, and the cold, all that stuff.
Right.
So they got a lot of money, but that's a whole different experience. All right, 425, the pilot should have gotten 10 years. Being a pilot makes it an aggravating circumstance. Letting him off this easily undermines the trust passengers must have. His commercial license should be revoked forever. Actions have consequences. This could have cost 83 lives.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But I think the real story here is Mike says, everyone knows you don't take LSD or psychedelics and then go out in public. Thanks, Mike. And his friends passed away a long time ago, huh? He's not the only one who has ever lost someone. No excuses. He said he was traumatized from his loss of a friend. Passengers should sue him for trauma they caused. That may happen.
Thankfully, nobody was injured, so maybe just put it in the review. Let's see here. Let's do construction tax.
Yep,
Seattle City Council has raised the permitting process by 18%.
Right.
They say it's going to bring in $8 to $9 million for new revenue, and then now they won't have to fire permit employees, even though they may not have permits to be improving right now or processing. So why do they need to stay hired? Scott from Renton says, if you're worried about this tax hike, that was just passed. Just wait until Wilson and Foster officially take office. Interesting.
Ooh. Trump moving FIFA to another city. Trump's comments. Let's see. 306 says the mayor-elect should file slander charges against Trump. Anything the president does in the commission of his job is. Didn't you hear the Supreme Court?
I did not hear.
He's got complete immunity. Everything he does, acting as president.
There you go.
When he makes comments about the mayor of a local city that may put FIFA in jeopardy, he can make comments.
People have all kind of unanimously agreed now that he was not commenting on her looks.
No.
He was saying
that's a beauty. What a beauty.
And you summed it up as being analogous to this piece of work.
A piece of work. Yeah, exactly.
Which I think makes sense. All right.
Boy, a lot of people weighed in on that one. Good gravy,
There's
man.
too many on that one.
I know.
Let's see here. A lot of stuff to talk about. Let's talk about I want to find the whale. Where's the whale?
I know. Come on, Jonah and the whale.
We gotta go. We're out of time.
We're out of time?
I hope you guys have a great day. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
There is one real estate agent who's been helping KIRO listeners longer than anyone else, and that's Wes Jones with sellwithwes.com. Wes, you've helped KIRO listeners in good markets and more difficult ones. What do you think has been the secret to your success?
Thanks, Brandy. Experience has taught us that to outperform the market, we needed to do things differently from the status quo, that we needed to do more. Our exclusive system covers innovative marketing locally and internationally, leading to more eyeballs on your home, better listing prep for better showings, negotiation strategies that eliminate pesky buyer contingencies, and generate stronger offers. Through our exclusive client programs, our sellers enjoy an extraordinary marketing experience utilizing techniques a traditional agent cannot offer.
So if you want to sell your home faster, at a higher price, and with fewer contingencies, if you want more, visit sellwithwes.com. Sellwithwes.com, a better way to sell your home.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional.
If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20 plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that's recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at k2visionrle.com.
The stock market's on fire. AI stocks are performing at all-time levels. We hope you, like many of our investors, have taken advantage of it. A famous man once said, "Buy low, sell high." There's also $8 trillion of cash sitting on the sidelines. Investors are either scared or they don't know where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares profit with our investors. We've been doing it for 19 years, averaging double-digit returns with zero investor losses. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital and invest in our family of funds. From a 3-year investment with double-digit returns to only a 90-day commitment returning 7%. We also accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. Have you tried the dining district at the Bellevue Collection? Grab lunch with friends, meet up for happy hour, and stay for dinner and beyond. You can sample international flavors and local favorites from talented chefs. Try a new cocktail on a rooftop bar or watch the game with friends and explore the lively nightlife scene. The dining district at the Bellevue Collection, where your taste adventure begins. Learn more at BellevueCollection.com/dining district.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.